embrace the stupid, because you can't change how you can't beat them at their own game, because the game is stupid. They are the loudest because they are so stupid. They think they are the smartest. They are everywhere. Learn to embrace the stupidity, joy.
Embrace the stupidness. Go embrace the stupid. It's everywhere. Look there, son.
Hello. Friday night, it's a lock-in. A knees up. Get on it. No Tobys, no two Bob Muckslags. Only the real ones in it. I can't believe I said that. All are welcome. Welcome to the Adams Arms, a hostelry for the hopeful, a place where football is and forever will be fun in what has been, let's face it, a really good week for Arsenal. It has been a bloody good week for the Arsenal. Hands up, any of you who predicted that Arsenal were going to absolutely shellac Atletico Madrid. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4-0. Diego Simeone, everybody's first choice manager if something happened to Mikel Arteta. And I would hope he had some very good life insurance because there's people out there that don't like him. But if something happens to Mikel Arteta, they told us, we want Diego Simeone. He's a proven winner. Well, he was left scratching his head. Arteta's done quite well so far this season. I did wonder. It's part of being an Arsenal fan at the moment, isn't it? You have a fantastic result. You have a great result on the weekend. Go top of the table, watch Liverpool have a really dodgy result against Man United. Again, a result no one predicted. Football is unpredictable. Isn't that one of the joys of football? But you go through the great weekend, fantastic midweek or early midweek. And I found myself thinking, what on earth are the Gluminati going to be upset about? And I genuinely thought, could this be a moment? Could this be a moment that unifies all the Arsenal fan base? Everyone goes in really happy. And then, of course, it was Christian. I don't know Christian, but he was interviewed on AFTV and happened to say that he thought, and I think, I've been trying to remember, I haven't watched it twice, but I think he said that Arsenal are the best team in Europe. And that got the cat amongst the pigeons. That got them riled up, angry they were. How dare you say that? How dare you say? I mean, this is modern football, isn't it? Everybody's having these pointless arguments. One person says, I think Arsenal are the best team in Europe. The other person says, oh, no, they're not. What's the point of these conversations? As I understand it, football is not just about opinions. It's not one of those Olympic sports where you have to hold up a sign saying 4.9, 5.9. There's medals. It's a title. You win the silverware and you get to say you're the best. If you win the Premier League, you get to go around for at least a season saying, hey, we're the best in the Premier League, and no one can dispute it. I don't know who the best team in Europe are, but I would guess that Paris Saint-Germain fans would have something to say about it if we start saying we are the best team in Europe. Now, if you're saying you think we're going to win the Champions League, great, it's an opinion. Good for you. Some people are born on a scale of happiness where everything makes them happy. Oh, rain, wonderful. Good weather for ducks. Everything's positive. Everything's half full. And other people, not so much. The Gluminati, not so much. They desperately need to find something to be unhappy about. And so what they've latched onto is the people who are desperately happy. I think that most of us in the middle can just ignore the pair of them. I don't know if Arsenal are the best team in Europe. I don't care. I know that from my earliest memories at Highbury, we used to sing, by far the greatest team the world's ever seen. In fact, on the original channel, or this channel, whenever I used to introduce a video, I always used to say, welcome to the Gooner channel, a channel 100% dedicated to the Arsenal, who are, as we all know, by far the greatest team the world has ever seen. And I used to get comments every now and again, not often, but I used to get comments from people saying, you can't honestly think you're the greatest team the world has ever seen. And I think about it, I think, yes, I do. Yes, I do. But I don't expect to have to prove it. I think having heard Barnsley fans singing the same song and songs like It's Just Like Watching Brazil, when it isn't, I think there is a good, healthy dose of irony in football fandom, certainly in English-based football fandom, where we love a bit of taking a piss and banter, and we like to have a little bit of chest and say, we're the best team in the world and prove we're not. And that's what keeps us supporting fans. Can't all support the successful club at the time. Can't all be Man United fans. There's a lot of people who latched onto Man United 20 years ago when they were younger and now are regretting it. I was an Arsenal fan because I'm from the area. It's my local club. It's a family club, and it's a game I could walk to. And we used to sing with some pride, Arsenal FC. We're by far the greatest team the world has ever seen. And it never occurred to me for a moment that would make someone else unhappy. But it does. It does. Apparently, Christian's comments were enough to take the shine and luster off of a fantastic victory over Diego Simeone. Only his second time in his career, he's lost a game 4-0. I've heard lots of things. Oh, well, it wasn't really a 4-0. I find that really difficult to tolerate because it was a 4-0. All of the goals counted. We scored 4 of them. They didn't score one. Score is 4-0. When we batter teams and don't score goals and miss tap-ins or sitters, people don't go, you can still have the points for it. You still get the credit for that. They take the piss out of us because we don't cross the line. When we cross the line and it's a free kick or a goal, like Liverpool beat us with a free kick. No complaints. That's just how it is. It was a worldie of a free kick. Graced the game, Jobbersley did with that free kick. But no one says anything. And then with Arsenal, we get to a situation where we beat a team 4-0 and they go, yeah, not that good, are they? I mean, just hours before, they're telling us that we don't stand a chance and we're really going to get schooled. And look, a lot of us thought we would be by Diego Simeone, who is Street Fighter. Well, he got KO. And I'm really proud of it. I thought it was a great performance. I thought I'd love to have been at the Emirates. I think it was one of those nights that people there will remember a long time. I've had a few of those recently. PSG last season. When you think of the Real Madrid with the 2 stunning free kicks by Declan Rice, who is becoming a dead ball specialist, if you don't already think he is. Can we, though, in the Adams Arms, can we agree that there are no top or bottom Gooners, it's just Gooners? If one of you wants to say that you think we're the best team in the world, the rest of us will go, you're entitled to your opinion. Everybody in the Arsenal world is entitled to their opinion. If you think Arsenal are the best team in Europe, fine. I don't necessarily have to agree with you. I think we're going to find out who the best team in Europe are when we see who wins this season's Champions League, and not before. Currently, though, the holders have to get some credit. And look, Paris Saint-Germain, most people without a dog in a fight would say, I think Paris Saint-Germain are better than Arsenal. I don't know how you go about having these conversations endlessly where you're comparing, is Bukayo Saka world class? Is he better than Foden? Doesn't matter. He's ours. He's our star boy. Doesn't matter if Gyökeres is good or bad. I did love the comment on Tuesday, which I thought was best, which is, it might have been Wednesday, actually. Tuesday or Wednesday. We've done 2 shows. No show last night. I took a night off. But back with you Friday. And Gyökeres or Coquerez scored with his penis and someone wasn't impressed by that. Thank you for being here with me. It's Friday night. It's time to look ahead to the Palace game. Palace, of course, losing to Larnaca last night. I did watch a bit of that. That was a very boring match. And interesting to see Palace have to deal with a low block. If it's tough to score against Larnaca, you better hope we don't go 1-0 up. But I'll race through some of your comments because it's fantastic to see so many of you here. And we start off with Hawkwind, who, whenever we see you, Hawk, Hawkwind. Great to see you. Love to hear what you think about Atletico Madrid, whether we're the best team in the world, and of course, the big news story of the day. I will not be avoiding talking about the big news story of the day, but before that, let us find out who's here and say hi. Hi to Hawkwind, of course. Anthony dipped in Sherbet Herbert. We is Big Arms Earth Ernie Vader. Oi, Razor! Oi, Savaloy! You want some? I can't possibly have any. I've just had dinner. And a lovely dinner it was at that. Malia. What you saying, boss man? Innit, fam? Happy Friday, peeps. Exactly. No getting up early for work tomorrow. And if you are, too bad. Do something else. Kermit's middle finger. Fantastic to see you here. Ribbit. We'll be bringing you more ribbits, hopefully, throughout the evening. And hey, Anthony and Hawkwind from Malia. Hi, Malia from Anthony. Miss Melina. I was watching you on one of the old streams. I hope you come on soon. I'm going to be posting a link. Get on it. You're amazing. The Queen of Arsenal, everybody. You know it's a good pub, but the quality of the people that come in here. Queen of Arsenal, trumpet fanfare must be done. And then Hi Malia Legend and all this. Big up Rosie and Anthony. A lot of big up. He's in early. Chris Nix is in early. King of the Fantasy League. Anyone watch the Leeds 2 West Ham 1 game? Of course I didn't because I think I couldn't give a tuppenny fuck for either of those two teams really winning. I know West Ham are in dire straits. I like West Ham fans, but I don't really enjoy watching them play football. But then I don't think West Ham fans enjoy watching them play football. So we're all on the same page. But I did watch because, of course, as we discussed in Wednesday's. Was it yesterday or was it the day before? I have lost track of the days, but we did a fantasy league show. I think it was the day before. I think it was Wednesday night. And I did have a player giving some playing tonight, but he was injured off before the first half. So 1 point. 1 point towards my fantasy league. I thought it was been really clever. That's how life goes, fantasy Premier League. I'm well, Melina, currently in Manchester, off to Old Trafford tomorrow in enemy territory. Enemy territory indeed. Hope. Right, so what's this? Wow, that's awesome trip, though, Chris. Nix, have a great time there. Sean's here. Great to see you, Sean. Hubi Mendy. It's pronounced Zubi Mendy, actually. Duh. Friday night vibes. Let's go, Arsenal. Exactamente. Hubi Mendy. Ribbit. Another Ribbit so soon. Excellent. Yeah, but who is the bigger club? The bigger club is Arsenal. We are, as I've already said so many times, we are by far the greatest team the world has ever seen. And I don't think, as an 8-9-year-old first visiting Highbury and all the grown-ups singing that, I don't remember all the grumpy people standing around going, we haven't won a European Cup yet. What kind of joyless twattery is this? When you get upset, when the luster of a 4-0 defeat of Diego Simeone's highly acclaimed Atletico Madrid, not Atletico Madrid, by the way, everyone, getting annoyed watching all the YouTube channels. The luster of that is taken away because Christian, a man I honestly don't know, I couldn't pick out the lineup really, happens to think, and who cares what he thinks, but he happens to think we're the best team in Europe. Doesn't matter what people think. The whole point of having trophies is so you can go, well, see my trophy cabinet. And even then, look, as Arsenal fans, proper Arsenal fans, real Arsenal fans who've surrounded and grown up near Tottenham fans, we know enough about Tottenham fans to know that even though objectively and empirically they are not as good as us, they still say they are. It's kind of pathetic, but that is football, isn't it? You're not going to get to the time. I think, going back to what Yardman said over a week ago now, he'd like to win the Europa League just to shut people up from saying, being able to come to the Emirates and sing Champions of Europe. You'll never sing that, as if the Europa League made you champions of Europe, by the way. But I think we're starting to care a little bit too much as Arsenal fans about the opinions of other teams' fans. I genuinely don't. I've had a really good week. I have been watching loads of positive content. It's been very busy at work. So I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you guys what you would talk about. But we are, of course, the big news today. And it's positive news all the way through at the moment, isn't it? We're top of the Premier League. We're joint top of the Champions League. We've conceded 3 goals, 1 from open play this season. And technically, I heard this today. I don't know if it's true, but transition doesn't count. And so we've literally not conceded a goal from open play. I don't care. I don't care how many goals we score from set pieces either, by the way. It doesn't interest me. I have no idea how many goals Liverpool scored from their title-winning season as set pieces, corners. I don't know. It's a part of the game. You don't have to wear a blindfold when you take penalties, and you don't have to be rubbish when you take corners. The fact that we're really good at corners and set pieces is, I think, down to the fact we practice them, which I'm pretty sure is not illegal. So get on with that, defending them and attacking them. And you know what? We get so many set pieces, and we have such domination of those pressure positions because a lot of teams come and play a low block against us. And I thought it's going to be really interesting looking ahead to Crystal Palace because they really were up against it yesterday. It didn't look like they were going to score if the game went on another 200 minutes. Boyton D, if you get here early, you will know. But what we were talking about tonight, we're talking about how it's been a bloody good week, how members of the Gluminati still have found something to be upset about, and that is namely Christian saying on AFTV interview that he thinks Arsenal are the best team in Europe right now. I don't know how you prove or disprove that. For me, it's irrelevant. I do find it amusing that people can be miserable about the opinions of one person when their team's doing so bloody well. We are looking ahead to the Crystal Palace game. I have just mentioned Leeds beat West Ham United, who, frankly, I hate to say it, Hammers. I love West Ham fans, but I hate to say this. Whisper it. Perhaps you are going down this season. I don't know what you do to stop it from here. But Leeds certainly, I didn't watch the game, but 2-1 win and a 1 point for my fantasy Premier League as we go into the weekend. I'm on 1 point. How many of you have a point? Like before you laugh and criticise. But that's what we're talking about. Anything you want to talk about. We'll probably end up talking about pasties. That would be my guess. Just adjust that so that Anthony dipped in Sherbet Herbert can complain about the wonk on that. And Milia, instead of complaining about us scoring from corners, what if teams don't concede corners in the first place? There's a thought. I love the idea as a comedic idea of a team giving away a penalty instead of a corner. So scared. I mean, we don't score every corner. Obviously, we score about 8% of our corners, which is a high percentage. Could just always not give away corners, handball it instead or something. I don't know. But yeah, I don't care. I listen, I'm applying common sense to this problem now. People want to bitch about Arsenal. If Jamie Carragher wants to say that we don't spit enough, if Gary Neville wants to say we're not Fergie enough, whatever they all want to say about us, if you've got guys out there saying we're not the best team and we're lucky to be where we are, okay. On the other hand, if you want people to jump up and down already like we've already won the league, it ain't going to be me either. But I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying the shit out of this, and I hope you all are too. I can't believe people are trying to sell it that we should be worried about this Palace game. To be frank, I'm not bothered with this game, expecting it to be a win 1-0 or 5-0. But it won't matter to me. It won't matter to me if it's 1-0 or 5-0. I think it would be a nice result for everyone because all of the positive people who were born without a chip on both shoulders will say 1-0, it's points. You know, Palace are a good team. They've beaten some good teams this season. Are you watching Liverpool? And okay, it's not necessarily a roll 'em over game, but I think we expect to win. And as long as we win, I don't care what happens. It's just another 3 points in the bag. Of course, if there's a draw, then we'll have to endure all the conversations. I told you weren't that good. I told you you were rubbish. I told you we were never going to win anything. And then next week it'll be back to, oh, well, they are actually quite good. It's just this seesaw of nonsense, isn't it? I just can't be bothered with it. But I'm not worried about the game. I watched Crystal Palace yesterday. Larnaca. It's a team that they should be putting away, right? And it was 1-0. And I watched the game and it just didn't look like scoring. So if they can't score against Larnaca, surely, but they'll be up for us. And it will be an emotional day for Eze. Dan, hi, good to see you. Your valuable comments on the Glasner versus Arteta debate. Arteta outside top 10, Glasner in top 10. If our manager is poor, players not elite, surely title is not for us to lose. So let me unpick that. I love this. Dan, hi, good to see you. And you, Charles. Your valuable comments on the Glasner versus Arteta debate. As an Austrian, I'm very proud of Oli Glasner. I don't feel like he's very happy at Crystal Palace anymore. Arteta outside the top 10, Glasner inside the top 10. Do you get a prize for being in a top 10? I don't. Listen, how do you evaluate? I heard a really good debate on this where someone was saying if Arteta isn't in the top 10 managers and you should be able to name 10 managers who come in and do better, and maybe you can. This comic kind of conversation that comes up about is Saka world class? How do you define world class? All of these things are sort of pub conversations. I don't mind them being had, but they shouldn't. If you find yourself getting too triggered by them, it can be silly. I don't mind if people don't want to put Mikel Arteta in the top 10 list of managers. I'd find it weird if Arteta was in the top 10 list of managers, having won an FA Cup with Arsenal, a team who's won more FA Cups than anyone else. Oli Glasner did win Crystal Palace's first bit of silverware, so arguably he is a better manager. But it doesn't necessarily mean he'd do better at Arsenal than Arteta's doing. And anyway, we have a manager, whether he's the best manager, whether he's as good as Enrique or Pepe or Ancelotti, probably not. But he is our manager, and he's not doing badly either. I mean, I did a sort of parody short reel, which got quite a lot of hits, I've got to say, quite a lot of views. And by the way, make sure you click in like, because apparently it does matter. I've heard lots of other YouTube commentators going about that YouTube's trying to kill us and destroy us. I do find that funny. If YouTube wants to kill us or destroy us, it just goes like that, we're gone, right? So I don't really think there's a conspiracy to keep us from views. People complaining that content doesn't get shown to them unless they put the bell notifications on. I'll cut it. Be honest with you. YouTube doesn't tell you about content you don't watch. So if you want to be reminded of content, just watch a lot of it. Just watch all this all the way through, and you'll be reminded anytime I go live. In terms of whether or not Glasner is a better manager than Arteta, you pretty much have to wait and see what Arteta wins, don't you? If he doesn't win anything, then with this team and someone comes in and smashes in, does an Arnie slot, we probably won't talk about Arteta that much. We don't talk about Bruce Rioch that much. He might be the man before the man, or he might be reincarnation of George Graham and Arsene Wenger all combined. I don't know yet, and it's speculation either way. But to your question, we have if our manager is poor, players are not elite, surely the title is not for us to lose. Yeah, so I think what you're saying there is, how is everybody managing to say that the title's in our hands and it's for us to bottle it if our players aren't that good and our manager's not that good? The reason they say, people come out of their shell and say Arsenal aren't very good, is because they want it to be true, and it might be, and they're going to eat some of those words if they're wrong. Boy Tendio, Gluminati doing way too much. I can be gloomy in the sunshine. I can't be gloomy in the sunshine. Yeah, I'm releasing a comedy video of the Gluminati tomorrow. I aim to have it out tomorrow. It will definitely be out Friday. It just needs dubbing, and it's quite a lot of work that's gone into it. I hope you guys love it. I will, of course, be popping up on a premiere as soon as I can with as much notice for you to watch it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it gets the same level of reaction as the last one. No one cared how the goal was scored till it involved Arsenal. Exactly. We should be proud that we're living rent-free in everybody else's head. People going, oh, Arsenal fans will be insufferable if they win the title. Yeah, I think we will. And I can't wait. And we're doing it this season. So get ready. Forget Palace. Let's talk about steak and biscuits instead. We know we will be. Looking better, that badge just a little to the right. You've been drinking, that's why. That's why you've been drinking. It looks better. I don't know. It wasn't wonky after all. It was just one scrumpy short. They like the Wenger ball because it's easy to coach a team to low block it. They don't set Peace FC because they have to buy athletic talent to stop it. This Wenger ball thing, this is talked about much more now than it ever was during the time. Yes, there were some games. I'm thinking of the goal against Norwich. We had some fantastic football, but no, it wasn't season after season of people praising Arsenal, going, oh, you guys are brilliant. I hope you win the league. No one wants to see us win a league unless they're Arsenal fans or Man United fans. I do love the fact that Goldbridge is like, I want Arsenal to win it because I don't like Man City or Liverpool, and they're the choices. Chelsea aren't going to win it, are they? Our last 7 games against Palace is 6 wins and 1 draw. Go on, sell it to me that we're going to struggle. They only got the draw when we had half the team injured. I'm going to check that because I don't think that's quite accurate, and I live for accuracy. So I think, actually, I'm going to look this up. Because I think, yes, so not true at all. We've drawn 3 of the last 5 home games against Palace. So that's where you get this prediction. It could well be a draw, like last season. I don't really care. No one's winning the league. We're top of the league. We didn't get a medal for it. As long as we're in touching distance, striking distance with 6 or 7 games to go, I think we'll win it. That's how I feel. We'll see. Evening, landlord. I'll have a pint of I'm bleeding late and a packet of misses. And hello, wonderful locals. How's everyone's Friday? Very good to see Zandy. I'll put the link up in a moment. Here's the deal. Either Arteta is a genius coach or our players are all members of the World 11. That's the facts. Try and dispute facts. You cannot dispute facts. Zandy Zidane. YouTube doesn't want content that the advertisers don't want. If you spend your, I mean, I do still dip in and out of, if your stream is all about, what was Lee Gunner talking about last night, late into the wee small hours? He was talking about chemtrails, ID cards, all kinds of political conspiracy stuff in between, calling people various wild names, and all the while his audience is slowly drifting away. Yeah, advertisers don't want to be on that. So I can't blame them either. And I'm not sure they ever will want to be part of that. But this idea that Jez sitting in his own, basement going, meow, 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 they're trying to squeeze us. Like Shane Gooner going, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep going. We are nothing to YouTube. Go and watch some cooking channels. They get like 5 million views. So we're going to be doing Guna Channel cooking shows, and I ain't even fucking kidding, guys. I'm going to do some sweary cooking channels. Look at this. Idris Adam's here. Great to see you, mate. How are you? And Charles with, if Glasner is so rated by FC fans and rivals alike, surely if his team performs at the Emirates and gets something, world should not come crumbling down. Obviously, he's good. His team has XG over everyone. I think they've had a really good period. I think then their confidence will have been knocked. We go through this over and over again, don't we? Thomas Frank's the greatest manager in the world. We'll see. He's at Tottenham. See what he can do there. Ruben Amorim before he went to Man United was the greatest. Eric Ten Hag before he went to Man United was the greatest. I'm tired of having to have conversations about. I personally would rather have Arteta than Ole Glasner, and I'm an Austrian, and I really like Ole Glasner. I'm delighted, but let's not forget, the start of last season, people were talking about him getting sacked. Turns quickly, doesn't it? It's a bit bright in here. There we go. Do a little bit of that. Do a bit of that. Get it moved down a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Where are we at here? Can I cut and paste this? Oh, that's why I hadn't done it yet. Something. There we go. I'm on it. Don't worry. I'm on it like a Scotch bonnet. There's a few people I haven't seen in a while. Hope they come. I did notice Lone Star Londoner. If you're out there, Lone Star, send us some signal that you're fine. And Boy Tendio. Anthony Herbert, been raiding Bristol Zoo for some dope scrumpy. Allow that. Looks a bit green, but still bubbling for some reason. And Charles, good evening, Adam. Miss Melina. That's surely not draws in the league. Yeah, it is. The last five league ties are Arsenal against Crystal Palace have, as I said, we drew last year. We won the 2 previous years, and we drew the 2 years before that. We have accumulated 9 points from 5 home games against Palace in the last 5 years, giving us a 1.8 average. So it's actually one of our trickier home fixtures. I know, it's surprising. Alicia, yes. When are you mostly attacking and have quality players? You're obviously going to get many free kicks and corners. When you have players like Rice and Saka delivering them, we will score goals. Beautifully put. Exactly that. Yes. And is there anything wrong with that? Since when has that been a bad thing? Just so I know. Anthony Herbert, don't know, mate, but I'm not drinking it. You can. Hi, Alice. Jose's here. Thank goodness. Greetings, Jose. BX Gunner 81. Miss Melina says, hi, Jose. And Sam Greenwood. Rose from the shadows. He has been hiding in. Great to see you, His Royal Slag Highness. Our past thanks for Zanzi. And everyone, please welcome each other in. Now, Max Dowman signed a contract. Yes, probably won't surprise you to know that I know this because the thumbnail has a picture of Max Dowman. And I've put the title of the thumbnail as, well, not the title, but there's the future is bright. He has indeed signed scholarship terms and has a verbal promise that he will sign a full contract with us in 2027, I think. He's so young. I want to say, look, hear me out. Forgot to do it last time, but hear me out. I have, oh my goodness, Sam G and Zanzi to the stage all at once. Look at this, beautiful people. So good to see you both, but particularly you, Sam. It's been a while. It's been a minute, but now that we're back in it, we can win it. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Great to see you. It's been a while now, hasn't it? Crikey, but it's great to be here.
Good. Are you? I know you, right? You're not one of the Gluminati. You know, this is a good time to be a fan who's been level-headed and not necessarily criticizing anyone who's felt negative in the past couple of seasons. It's been tough, but I feel like some of us feel as though we've stayed upbeat and positive, and we're starting to believe this season more than we ever have before. Is that a kind of fair representation of how you feel?
Absolutely. I agree 100%. I think the people who were saying for a long time that the Cronkies have no ambition, don't really care about winning things, and that Arteta needed to go. I think, they're getting proven more and more wrong as we go along, because I think they've shown a lot of ambition by looking at what they've done through the last few transfer windows, giving Arteta the squad he wants, giving Arteta some stability and trust to do his project. And I think we're reaping the rewards for that now. And I think a lot of more level-headed Gooners could see the trajectory, could see the signs, and pieces coming together. And, now we're sort of seeing the benefits of that.
I completely agree. Zanzi, how you doing? You good?
Not too bad, not too bad. Hello, Samuel, as well. Nice to see you.
Evening, Zanzi. Been a while. Good to see you. Well, not see you, but hear you at least.
Lord Slag, I bow down and doff my
thank you very much.
Don't bow down too far because I worry about you getting back up again.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Glorious.
What Sam just said about people is absolutely dead right. We since Arteta's come, apart from one season last season, we've been going up, one drop, and we're going back up again.
Yeah,
I think there's so much that both of you said. Like, I think the thing about the lacking ambition, whatever you think about whether we win or not this season, we have done everything we could. Or Andrea Berta and the Cronkies have bankrolled everything they could have done, right?
Yeah.
There isn't anything more that they could have. We've bought everyone we wanted. We had all of people throwing their toys out of the pram going, oh, we've wasted our money on Madueke and we're not going to sign Eze, but we signed Eze. We had all the people losing their shit. Oh, we're going to buy Šeško. He's not ready for the Premier League. We need Jokers. We got Jokers, We signed Mosquera. None of us had really heard about, and he stepped in for Saliba and looked amazing. Wherever you look on the pitch, there's things to be cheerful about. Miles Lewis-Skelly biding his time. Why isn't he getting minutes? And he comes on and does that against Atletico Madrid, which I love him for. I just genuinely think between Nwaneri, Dauman, and Skelly, I'm always going to be a Skelly's biggest fan. I think for all of the people who saw progress in this, we know we could still fall short. We know it can still get to the end of the season and we're not win anything, and we'll deal with that. But right now, when you hear people talking about Arsenal, and instead of just giving us our flowers and going, bloody hell, they've literally only conceded 3 goals this season. 3 goals. They've played 11 games and conceded, or 12 games and conceded 3 goals. That's all right, isn't it? But instead of going, but they only score from set pieces, and then you score 2 from set pieces, 2 from open play, and I'm right at this point in my life, I'm finding it hugely amusing to go on the Gluminati pages and just see what are they bitching about now.
That's the thing, is that you have to find something to have a dig at. That's what it's all about. The whole mantra, these negative channels and all of that, they get all their buzz and everything from us not winning and not doing things. They have to find something to pick on. Yeah. And now we're doing so well in so many areas and being so consistent. It's like, what they're going to, what's the next thing they're going to look for? It's ridiculous.
What could you look for? I mean, they were saying up until the Atletico game, they're going, but it's boring. You think, George Graham was a laugh a minute. It was like non-stop action.
You know what? I was thinking about this the other day, and I was thinking, like, it reminds me a little bit, the way we play reminds me a little bit of Mourinho, early Chelsea Mourinho, where there was just total control of the game. They didn't let in goals. They had the least goals in the Premier League season, wasn't it, like 15 or something?
15, yeah. We're on target. Like, I hate to say it,
but we just total control. But they still had some of those flair players, like a Drogba and those guys. And
I think it's Terry Fleurs.
They won everything.
Yeah, Terry Fleurs on the Football Terrace did this thing where he went back and analysed. I don't know how he did it, and fair play to him. But he looked back at some of the previous league seasons and saw how many goals were scored from free kicks and set pieces, and he was like, it's quite a lot. And for the Chelsea side that won a lot 1-0, George Graham said, I'd love to go back and analyse that. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter to me. Like in the games over the last couple of seasons where we should have won and didn't, Everton at home last year, almost a year ago, we were all over them, field tilt, XG, blah, 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 couldn't score a goal. And everyone goes, but you didn't cross the line. So now we're winning those games with a free kick. And everyone's going, but it's a free. I don't know. Like I could see us winning a game 10-0 and they'd go, but... you had your socks around your ankles.
It wasn't 12. Why didn't we score 12?
Yeah.
It'd be one of those.
Why didn't your keeper score? Your keeper's done a madness.
But the thing with the Chelsea comparison is, though, even though everyone said at the time, it's boring. Chelsea are boring. But they were in total control and they won all the trophies. And that, I don't care if we're not scoring 10 goals a game. We're not, playing like, prime Barcelona or whatever. Yeah. I just want us to win trophies, and we're on that trajectory. That's where I want us to go. And I just want to say one thing about set pieces. I have always been completely baffled by people going on about scoring on set pieces, like our rival fans, other people saying that scoring on set pieces is wrong, like that's something wrong. No, a set piece is an opportunity to score, right? And I've always been thinking, why don't teams focus more on being better on scoring on set pieces? It's a chance to score a goal, and that's when set piece coaches started to come around. And luckily, we've got a very good one, and we focus on set pieces. Yeah. It's a chance to score. So, what are you going to do? Stop having set pieces?
I'll jump in.
I have free kicks.
You're absolutely right on this. And I will take you back to 2020-21 season, where it was deep into the season and we hadn't scored a corner all season. And I was watching a match, and that's because I bet on corners. So I was like, I had this good record of like, the only good thing they're good for is winning me money, because we don't do anything with them. In fact, in that season, we conceded 2 goals on breakaways from our corners. Yeah. So I was getting to the point where I was going, if we get a corner, just pass it straight to just our keeper, just do nothing with it. And now they've obviously looked at that and gone, there is, exactly like you just said, there is an opportunity to gain advantage. It is a whipped cross into a danger area, and now we've started, other teams will catch up with us. But the idea that they want to call us Tony Pulis FC or Stoke FC, I can live with that. It's not going to, I'm going to be so short of sleep the day after the parade. I'm going to be so hungover. Even on that day, if you want to wind me up saying, oh, you want it on set pieces, I'll go, yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'll come dressed as a corner flag. That's what I'm doing. Right?
But you know what? They're just jealous. The other teams are jealous that
it's so obvious.
Are good at scoring set pieces. It gives you, especially in tight games, right? In tight games, between big teams, tight games, a set piece that's going to be the difference sometimes.
I remember being the difference for Jobbers Live for Liverpool versus us. If they hadn't scored from that free kick, it would have been a 0-0.
Exactly. They scored from a free kick themselves, direct free kick. And the thing is, if any other of our rivals, Liverpool, Manchester City, if they won a big game on a set piece, you wouldn't hear them going, oh, I should have scored on a set piece.
It would have been, I know Man City 2 years ago when they won the league, part of the reason they did was they went away to Crystal Palace. They won 2-1, and it was a penalty. It was a clear penalty, but they scored a penalty, So go through this, a couple of good comments. One I really like here from Alicia: if Gabby is injured, is it time to try Hincapié? I know there is a lot of speculation that Big Gabby, our wall at the back, might not play against Palace, but I would tend to think, and obviously I'll put this out to both of you, I would tend to think that with Calafiori and Miles Lewis-Skelly, it might be time to play Calafiori in his natural position at left-sided centre-back, let Miles Lewis-Skelly play the left-back and see how that works. So I don't know if I'd throw Hincapié in from the beginning, but I'm not sure Crystal Palace are going to pose a huge threat to us. Zanti, do you have any thoughts on that?
I think if Gabby's not playing, it's got to be Mosquera, because he came on against in the Champions League, didn't he?
Yeah,
for
true.
Gabby.
True. I mean, he isn't typically left-sided, but yes, he has come on for Gabby. You're absolutely right. And again, I think we start off every game with too much expectation of a certain formation. Arteta's been chippy in press conferences again, saying, I don't see it as that sort of formation. It's just players playing different zones of possession, What about you, the High Lord Slag? What would you do if you couldn't play our wall at the back? Just...
I would probably. It's interesting with Hincapié because if he's fit and ready to go, I would like to see him get a chance because he's left-sided, isn't he? He's a left-sided player, so it's more natural for him to play that left central role, I think. But Arteta might not want to give it a chance, and it'll probably be like a Mosquera, I think, ahead of Calafiori, to be honest. I do like the idea of Calafiori there in that role, but I just think he's better. He's more suited out left, I think. So
or up front,
Or up front, he's a striker, isn't he?
I think he's one of them players where it doesn't really matter where you tell him to play.
Yeah,
I go there now. I love him. Let me know in the comments who you start, what your starting lineup is. We'll have a look at that in a little bit.
I think what's going back to set pieces. I think Liverpool's first 2 goals in the Champions League, they were from set pieces. I think one was a free kick and one was a corner, wasn't that?
Yeah, I don't know what Liverpool's first 2 in the Champions League in the first game they played.
No, last one.
Oh, last I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're both set pieces. First 2 goals, anyway.
I didn't watch the Liverpool game. I saw the score at the end and thought, glad I didn't watch it. Where are we up to? So I better run through some of these because you know what I'm like in the chat. I just missed a really good comment. If they don't like chemtrails chatter, especially if you half-ass it, it's a little bit flat Earth for me. This chemtrails thing. But I know nothing about it, so let's leave it at that. Likewise, shouldn't be expecting channel growth if you're going to talk about conspiracy. Seems a bit dumb. Or just channel growth if all you're going to do is sit in your dressing gown and talk about which girls you fancy, which is another thing that's happened a lot. Or you sit on a park bench and talk about how your wife left you. I don't know. That's just not that's not. Could you imagine if you put Channel 4 on tonight and it was like tonight, a middle-aged man talking about why his wife left him? Join us tomorrow for some half-drunk lunatic talking about chemtrails. I literally cut a clip and clipped Lee Gunner saying, I could take a shit live on air and 600 people would say it's the best shit they've ever seen. And I thought, I don't need to say anything else there, do I? Lee, what's your technique? Like, what are you doing that's so phenomenal? Join us next week for Lee Squeezes one. It's like, pinch a loaf with Lee Gunner. I'm looking at the results. Our last 7 games against Palace is 6 wins and a draw, League Cup included. Yeah, talking just about the Premier League. Premier League, because we played them last season at home. Don't forget, before we battered them at their place, 5-1. But if you look at the last 5 home fixtures in the Premier League, we've got 1.8 average points. And Anthony says Sam Greenwood and gives a thumbs up. Now, inconsistent logic, Dan, by many. Winning is mandatory for us, yet the tools for winning, elite players, top manager, full squad, are claimed to not exist for us. Exactly. This is the narrative they've talked themselves into saying we're shit and we can't win. So now when we win, they're furiously rummaging around the small parts of their brain for reasons why they could have been right all along, but be proven wrong. And I think that's a difficulty. I will never sit here and tell you we're going to win the league. I still have Man City as favourites. Horribly to say that, but I'm doing it on statistical analysis, not gut feel. Obviously, I hope I'm wrong. But if you're here saying Arteta will never win anything, then he wins something, it's going to be a bit egg on face, isn't it?
Can I just...
Canterbury Gooner is here. Big up. Happy Friday indeed to you, sir. Sam, sorry.
I was just going to say about the hypocrisy and the self-ownage of football fans. I thought Rory Talks Football put it pretty well. I'm just going to try and find his tweet because
what did he say? I love him. I love his. He's like if Byron was a football fan. It's that kind of flowery language. I love it. I do really like him, but some of his takes.
I'm just find the tweet. Yeah, you keep going. I'm just going to find the tweet. It was really good.
Oh, Rosie's saying, sorry, I'm late, not feeling great. Just out of bath. Hope everyone's well. Hope you're feeling much better after a bath. I just had a bath and it is relaxing. Hope you're feeling really well very soon. And I think that's it. Right, here we go. Boy Tendio.
Right, well soon, Rosie.
There's nothing to be negative about Arsenal. It's arse-headedness. But it is, you paint yourself into a corner, isn't it? If you're going to say Arteta is Ted Bundy, then it's hard to celebrate with him when he wins. There is a thing, and I'm not having a pop because I am one, right? But middle-aged men tend to start talking a lot of shit for attention. As younger men, we tend to get more attention. Then you get to a certain age and you've got to go chemtrails, flat Earth, Arteta is and all of that stuff. And you just think, just shut up for a minute. It's all right if you don't have attention all the time. I was watching, like I said, before sleep. I couldn't get to sleep last night, and I don't know what possessed me. But I'm doing this comedy sketch about the Gluminati, and I thought I better actually try and get the accents right because I'm not doing good. And I started watching. I was like, genuinely, I can't believe what I'm listening to. This is nothing to do with football. It's all about how Shane Gooner's talking about how the luster of a 4-0 win against Atletico Madrid was totally taken away because people had said that we were the best team in Europe. And I was like, is this all news to you? Did you not know that some Arsenal fans think Arsenal are the best team in the world? Wow. Imagine standing next to that prick on the terraces. By far the greatest team the world's ever seen. We're not, look, it's not a factual statement.
It's just bollocks, isn't it? I mean, I found the tweet, though. I just want to read the tweet from Rory Talks Football. He's going on about negative Arsenal fans. Says, Here's where Arsenal fans get confused. Lots of people now saying Arsenal have to win the title. A huge bottle job if we don't. Okay, fine. We're favourites. So when we must have some world-class... So then we must have some world-class players in our squad, some of them best in their position, right? But then if we say that, we're delusional and overhyping our players. Okay, so we don't have any of the best players, but we still have to win the league, right? Arteta must be a world-class manager then, right? But no, he's never won anything. And he isn't even top 10. Our Arsenal fans overhype him. So we don't have the best players or the best manager, but not winning the league would be a huge bottle job. Okay, how does that work? You have the best squad depth. Okay, so depth of squad is the most important factor in winning a title. But last season, when we had no depth and insane injuries, that was just an excuse and not allowed to be considered a factor. See how all this gets confusing? I mean, it is
confusing. Do you know what? When you were reading that, you know what it brings to mind? You know the Black Knight in Holy Grail. It's like all of these Tottenham and City and Liverpool and Chelsea fans all embodied in one guy, and you just right. It's a flesh wound. You're still shit. Come back here and fight me. I'm still relevant. And you're like, you're not relevant unless we make you relevant. If someone comes up to me and goes, "You lot of shit," I go, "Thank you," because you know what? No one's come up lately and told me how shit Chelsea are. It's just a given, isn't it? It's just, yeah. Oh, but they're World Club champions. And they won the Conference League. Well done. I just think when you are scaring people, you're getting talked about. And I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying being relevant. I just
love seeing all our rival fans just really struggle to find something to have a dig at us on. You know, they're really clutching at straws now.
Yeah, well, Gunnosaurus is going to come under fire soon. I can feel it. It's a shit mascot. You've got a shit mascot. How can you win the league with a shit mascot? I agree with that, by the way. Sorry, Gunnosaurus. We look like the best team in the world right now. I don't see who beats us. I think that's a fair comment. But I think that's going to get, like, that'll get clipped now. And me saying that will be like, fucking idiot thinks we're the best team in the world. It used to be mandatory. Like when you stood in the North Bank of Highbury and they sang, "We're by far the greatest team in the world." No one ever thanked you for going, actually, technically, you know. It's what you sing. It's like hyperbole. It's irony. It's fun. Do you remember when football's fun? Probably not. Charles, and I think you summed up Charles's point by reading out that Rory tweet, because I think that's exactly what Charles was saying as well. So absolutely beautiful comments so far. Zero overreaction to slot comments. In the last 4 or 5 games we've played, we were not able to press the opponent because the ball wasn't on the ground, it was in the air. Yeah, you know what? Like, this is all news to Slot. I didn't know that they could play it in the air. What's going to happen there? Sure. Thank God Dutch people are all so tall. That's all I can say. Just everyone, when you win, what's it DG always says? It goes, winners win and losers make excuses. It's like, you know what? Everyone wants to hear from us when we didn't win a game and talk about field tilt and we had better XG. None of us are talking about any of that right now. We're just saying, yeah, it's nice. We're top of the table. I almost kind of think of it as listening down the stairs for what the rabble are saying. Oh, I think they're unhappy about corners. Don't concede them then. Like, that's all I'd say to you. Like, do anything in your power to not concede a corner because we're so good from them. Gyok, 23 minutes. Sucker, 45 minutes. Don't know what you're doing there. Stop doing that. Our rivals used to score set pieces on us. I don't understand what's the problem now. Yeah, no, but we should wipe all of those goals off. The Jobazai goal does not count. The set piece. Only goals from open play. There was somebody who a few months ago now made a point. Wouldn't it be interesting if you gave more, if a goal scored from, let's say, outside the area or open play was worth more than a set piece goal? It would change football. But are we ready for that level of change? No. I think not. Robert says, lolol. Lolol to you too, Robert. Lolol. That could catch on. Big up Sam. Said hi to you earlier. Yeah, and Lucky Singh is here. Looking forward to. You always do this. You always tell me who you think is going to play for Man United. I don't. I think you need to send these to Ruben Amorim because I haven't got a clue, but I don't think he has either. But hey, 2 back-to-back wins. It's an amazing achievement. Look how many plaudits Man United get nowadays for winning 2 games in a row. Do you remember when it was like that for us? No, I don't either. Lucky, another tiny little club in Manchester with nothing but billionaires and, you know, another massive game for us. We must use the ball in and out. Use that ball. I'm agreeing here with Sam on set pieces. I think I'm ill.
You slag.
Just feel really cold and achy. Mate, well, I've just got over COVID. I hope you haven't got that. I had to do a COVID test today and I'm negative, and I hate doing those tests.
Still about? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, this one knocked me on my arse, I'm telling you. I mean, I still had to go to work every day. I took 1 day off in 2 weeks. But yeah, I've had it pretty much felt like I had it until Wednesday. So I had about 8 days. It was a beast.
Yeah. But anyway, we hope Rosie gets well, of course.
Yeah, we hope that she's not properly ill. I hope she's just having a bit of a sad sort of cold, nothing serious. A lot of the Gluminati have jumped the shark on Arteta. They've shot their bolt. They've definitely gone into... I mean, when you are literally... I think one of the things about Shane Gooner that makes me laugh is when he doesn't like someone, he turns them... He turned... Oh, Christian, who made this comment, I'd never heard of. I only really know about him because Shane Gooner said he was Peter Sutcliffe. And I think... Yeah, because he said that Arsenal are the best team in Europe. He's Peter Sutcliffe. I was like, what do you call people you actually dislike? Do you know what I mean? Like
bonkers.
He called me the best thing of this is I've come out of this really well, unless there's something I don't know about Oscar the Grouch. He called me Oscar the Grouch, and I just think we're men in our 50s. Come on, man. Like, if you want to come in on it, at least use a C word. Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine being in a pub and someone gets aggy. Outside, you Oscar the Grouch. All his mates would be like, what? Like, he looks a bit like Oscar the Grouch. I should hit you. If my friend coated someone else by calling him Oscar Grouch, I'd bottle him first. Arsenal are okay. Romford are real winners. Yes, Romford.
Mighty Romford.
Heads I win, tails you lose with these fans. Exactly. And we shouldn't be trying to win or lose these competitions and these silly arguments. Boy Ted Diaz says, I'm kind of disappointed with how things are, to be honest. We genuinely want to win the league and a bunch of gooners want to find a reason we can't. Leave them behind. There is a huge fan base of Arsenal fans. We're going to find out just how big this... There's a lot of... And I'm not critical of it. I want to say this in a way that doesn't come across like I'm painting them as inferior. I can't remember who it was, but he was talking about how you realise how big a club Arsenal are. He got into a black cab, and every time he gets in a black cab lately, the guy's a gooner. He's an Arsenal fan. And I know this. My estate was in Kentish Town in Gospel Oak, right? A walking distance from Highbury, in the heart of North London, where the nearest team is Arsenal. And I used to come home from games in the early 80s, and there were no Arsenal fans about. But in 89, when we won, suddenly they started like mushrooms, right? And if we win the league this year, that's why I think people are secretly worried, because suddenly everywhere's Arsenal fans. You know, you see all the flags come out. There's a lot of lapsed Arsenal fans. We're a big church, and there are a lot of fans who go, I used to watch a lot in the heyday of the Wenger. And I don't blame them for getting bored and turning off when we had the banter years. Those of us who've been through it and are now embracing it, I think we should welcome those fans and celebrate those fans, because that's why the Chelsea fans are really worried, because they know they're outnumbered everywhere they go. And if we win the league, there'll be lots of places flying flags that weren't up until then.
Could you imagine this lot if we were back in the mid 1970s, where we finished 16th in the table?
Yeah, I remember 95. Was it 94 or 95 where we were 16th, 15th? There've been some bad times. Nostalgia, and my favourite quote about nostalgia is it's never as good as it used to be. But the thing with nostalgia is, the George Graham era, I remember that was brilliant. Are you fucking mad? It was boring football. Makes the football we're playing now look like Brazil, but we won games and no one gave a shit. We celebrated 1-0 to the Arsenal. There was no handbrake on or off. It was full fucking build a wall of defenders playing the offside trap.
Yeah. It almost used to be like we'd watch the football, and in the 53rd minute we'd go 1-0 up. So I said, might as well go to the pub now because we won.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, and we lost one game in 91. And we conceded 18 or 17 goals. Sam, as you said earlier, the record is 15. We're on. I'm not looking at it. It doesn't make any difference to me whether we do or not. But imagine if we do, because I don't remember Jose Mourinho's team getting told off for being rubbish. Chelsea, Liverpool are beatable. I think we know that. Just had a couple of pints in the Duke of York under 18s. Welcome in there. Made a sex education film in 5 hours of a baby continuously crying loop after the cartoons after 2 minutes of Shane Gooner. Right, I'm going to have to read that again. That's fried my brain. Just a couple of pints in the Duke of York under 18s. Welcome in there. Where's the Duke of York? I'm asking for a friend. Welcome in there. Made a sex education film. It's 5 hours of a baby continuously cry. Oh, I see. Okay. Look at this. The slags are out. The slags are out in force. I've missed you guys. And I haven't been able to play this in a while.
Almost everything has something to do with Leeds United. Mr. Tom, that's my name. That name again is Mr. Tom.
Thank God he's back. Great to see you.
I know Leeds were 2-0 up. I didn't see what the final
was. They won 2-1. Final score.
2-1.
Yeah. West Ham are going down, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Glazer's out. He starts every sentence with that. I want throw him back games, all sides get fruitful.
I don't understand. Is that English? I'm not quite
sure.
No,
that's basically Lucky Singh is my chatbot friend. And sometimes the algorithm distorts. All good, thanks. Hope you're... Oh, I shouldn't read that. That's just... Leeds. Dirty Leeds. Hope you're well, Tom. He seems in good spirits.
You know what? There's a chance this season that none of the teams who got promoted are going to go down.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on it just yet. But yeah, looking good.
I mean, Wolves are looking shy. West Ham are looking terrible.
Yeah.
Who else is down there? I can't remember now.
Well, I mean, it is early days, but at the moment, it's looking good for the promoted teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is at the moment.
The bottom of the table goes quicker than it just does. So I wouldn't be confident that Nottingham Forest will stay down there. I would be confident that Fulham will stay down there. Burnley probably will stay down there. They'll be in the dogfight, but you have to give some credit to Sunderland.
Yeah.
I think because we go there eminently, and I'm not 100% convinced that it'll be a walkover.
Nah, I think Sunderland away will be tough.
Yeah. Well, so far, I think they've done really well. Nothing last game. We care about future players. No, there are a lot to do. Yes. Hello, Rosie, Anthony, and everyone. Beautiful moments. Tom, stay on top. Canterbury. At least there's 3 of you. Whatever's going on now. Handbrake is not a football term. Changed my mind. Handbrake was coined by Arsene Wenger. So it's a football term. He said sometimes you have to let them play with the handbrake off. And Arteta brought it up again as a nod to that. And, of course, it's a famous Arsenal podcast, which I really love, with Ian Stone, Amy Lawrence, Art de Roche? Never know how you pronounce that. Hi, Lucky. Slot comments. Imagine the irony that they won the Premier League last year playing long diagonals. Also, I've said this a few times. I probably said this more than anything else I've said. Press conferences. You've just won or lost the game, right? I don't know about you guys, but if I've just travelled if I've lost 3 games in a row and everyone's poking fun at me and I know how serious it is and everything, and then you start asking me questions, I'll probably be a bad loser, or I'll probably say some stupid shit.
Yeah, passion.
This question's easy. What's worse, West Ham or their stadium? They haven't got a stadium; they're squatting. I'm not giving them that. Do you know, we didn't put that stadium together for West Ham. They're just like, oh, have you done using this? It's annoying. It's like having younger brothers and sisters who use your stuff. Yeah, I'd still have Lego if it wasn't for my little brother. And if you're watching, Scott, I want to know what you did with it. I had space Lego, tons of it.
What have they done with Upton Park?
Huh?
What have they done with Upton Park?
It's a pie and mash shop now. Yeah, it's a massive pie and mash shop. Got massive vats of pie and mash and jellied eels and liquor. Yum, yum, yum. I don't know, actually. Probably flats, no?
It's probably flats now, probably, yeah.
It's probably... I remember this was all Forest. I agree Wolves are shit, so West Ham, and Sam doesn't look a day over 60. he's in form.
Snag.
Oh, look, here we go. I want a Pierre Hincapié debut at home versus Crystal Palace FC. Perfect test versus Ismail. Oh, I saw. Listen, I know you've already done this, Sam. You're already pretty damn confident. Zanzi, you feeling confident about the Palace game?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a high intonation that always makes you sound less credible. If you've gone, no, I think we'll beat them. Yeah.
I think it'll be a tough game. I think it'll be a tough game.
It is.
Oh my God!
You've got to let him celebrate tonight, haven't we?
Slag in his awful shirt.
It's the fruit salad shirt, baby.
Tom, why are you wearing the 1988 Netherlands kit?
Because my mum told me I can.
All right, gotcha.
How you been, Mr. Tom?
I'm not bad, thank you. Hello,
Good.
Idris Adam.
He's breaking some news right now.
What is that underneath your nose,
hello,
Tom?
Sorry, sir?
So what is that underneath your nose? You breathing caterpillars or something?
Oh no, I thought that was the mountain of cocaine I was obviously doing because of winning. But sorry, sorry.
The stick to beat Arteta with now is the Nwaneri stick until Nwaneri touches grass and there's no stick anymore. I don't know. Listen, whether you like the manager or not, and it's clear that not everyone likes Arteta, and I'm not asking them to, and I'm still not saying he's the greatest manager in the world or anything like that. So, but he picks the players. If he doesn't think Nwaneri should, I was surprised that Marcel Skelly didn't more games, but then when he comes on, he plays really well. If Nwaneri does the same, I'm happy with it. The trouble is, you can't want Eze to start and Nwaneri, it seems like to me. I think he's getting it right. I mean, I do want to talk a little bit about Leeds game, Tom, because I'm assuming you watched it.
I may have dabbled in it a little bit.
I chose not to, not because of Leeds, but because, do you know what? First of all, Friday night, give me a night off, right? Friday night football's that's not the way. But also, if you've got Leeds versus West Ham, I don't know.
Do you know, I heard that basically there was big controversy going on down at Guantanamo Bay because they were forcing inmates to watch this match.
Yeah. Should have been on at 12:30 on a Saturday. I'll watch that. I'll watch almost anything. Fuck it. Do you know what I mean? But Friday night, you just want to... I feel for the missus because I think, I watch so much football. You know, you've got the Monday night game. Then there's obviously we play Atletico. Then, of course, you've got Champions League Wednesday. Then you've got to watch Crystal Palace playing Larnaca because we're playing them on the weekend. And then there's a game on Friday as well. You think, is there never a day off? Nope, never a day. There's not a day off of football.
You're in the Premier League, there, right?
I think we're overdoing it. I think we all know we are. Time to have a little bit of a day off. That's why this last international break, I was actually like, oh, this is all right, actually. I couldn't give a tinker's cuss for whether England beat Latvia or not because, anyway. But was it a good game? Was I wrong? Was I silly to miss it?
No. I loved it because my team won. But obviously, the fact is we ground out a result. And basically, West Ham were not good. They had a lot of possession in the second half, but we rebuffed it a lot. And they scored in the, 91st minute. So even then, I still... You get nervous, as you do. But at the same time, you're still sitting there going, I'm going to look back in a week's time. It's going to look more comfortable than it actually was, if you get what I mean.
I don't want to be presumptuous because I think, but you must be feeling really good about where Leeds are at the moment.
If you said to me at the start of the season, before you hit 10 games, you cross 10 points, we're actually on 11, I'd be thrilled. So I am.
It's incredible. I mean, we always work on the premise that 40 points keeps you safe.
Not anymore.
You're effectively 10 wins away from in the rest of the season. You can kind of relax a little bit. But who knows? I mean, you're making a case for European places at the moment. And you're doing it, dare I say it, with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And I don't know what to say about Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but I remember the game. I can't remember what it was. It was I had money on Dominic Calvert-Lewin to score, and
the cup game, I believe you're referring to.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, what the actual fuck is he doing? It's like every time I see him, he's playing about as well as Nicholas Bentner.
He's getting prepared for fashion shows. That's what he's doing.
Do you remember it was not that long ago where they said we might sign him on a free?
Well, he used to be decent.
No, I mean, I'm not talking about like 5 years ago. I'm talking about this before he went to Leeds.
There was a clickbait article that said you were in for him in the summer. But again, presumably because there was no transfer fee.
He never what?
Presumably, you were in for him in the summer. He was in the clickbait articles for Link with Arsenal, presumably because there was going to be no transfer fee. So why wouldn't you be?
Yeah, because I mean, there's no transfer fee for me either. It's about the. You know what? That's that's a fair price for me. I'm cheap at half that. Boy 10 Diaz says, I have a cousin that hasn't returned my video games. He's some CEO making megabooks and he's trying to pretend he can't afford them 2 Mercedes later, but can't spare change for his gaming habit. I think I skipped over one. Am I going absolutely mental? Is there anyone here who knows? Please be somebody here, either in the chat or in the comments. Did Football Manager come out today?
Yes, it did. The beta versions, basically where they work out the bugs and all that.
Came out yesterday. The access, early access version, the beta version.
Yeah.
I should get
8 p.m. on Thursday night, I believe it was.
Because it's coming out properly on the 4th of November, 5th, 6th of November or something, isn't it?
Yeah, 4th, I think, yeah.
I'm not going to risk it on a beta version of a game. It's taken them this long to put together.
There's loads of bugs in it. I've been seeing loads of reports of bugs and stuff, but yeah.
People are not happy with it, but
really,
never happy with anything.
Because that whole thing has been, I would say that game, that feels more than a game to me. I can't really think of it as a game. It's just so much part of, from 19, Christ, I can't even tell you the first version I had of it, but it would be 92, 93, before there was any kind of graphics whatsoever. And it took up years. I remember me and my friend Hubi Mendy would sit in his house and we'd just play it like through the night, coming up with formations, just a brilliant mind-soaking game. But then there was a point where I'd played it to death and I just looked and it on the computer, it said, you've played this game 7,000 hours. And I was like, shit.
I think with the Football Manager 26 at the moment, one of the biggest bugs I found out is some kid played as Leeds United, played 8 games and got 24 points. So they said, well, that's wrong.
They went, what did our scouts find out of this?
I do. I'm gonna play it. I'm going in this year. I'm going deep in this year. I'm gonna play it. I don't know when or how. I have no idea how I'm going to make time for it. That might be the pub closed for a bit, guys. But it's a game, isn't it? It's like used to take it too seriously by half. But yeah, no, I heard a lot of people saying it's out today, and I thought, but I'm sure they said early November. But I'll wait till the bugs are cleared up, and then if needs be, I might go back to 2014 version because at least I know that.
What I've read, the complaint, the consensus is that the user interface of the game is terrible. But I've not played it. So
I think they've made it all far too complicated. That and I'm probably that's like having an opinion on a food you've never tried because I haven't played it since 2015. Last version I owned was 2015, and I thought that was getting a bit complicated. You've got to be able to use your imagination a little bit, right? They're kind of everything done for you too much, and I think they're trying too hard. But it could just be me and my mind's a bit addled, and I can't keep up with all the buttons you have to press and the training you have to do and all the other things. I don't want to learn a lot of stuff on a plug and play game that makes me feel like Sam Allardyce. That's what I really want. I want to do imaginary press conferences, defending my players against violent conduct. I want all that shit. Well, look, it's with 4 horsemen. You can get me. Poor bastard horse from me, I tell you. Tom looked proper horrified that his last line was evident on his. You did. You absolutely did. When he went what's that below your nose, you properly shit yourself. You were like, oh no, nothing. Mortlicky, Texas. Mortlicky, Texas. Texas came up. Yeah, it came up in conversation. Dominic Missis said to me, is there any place you'd live in America? Straight away, Texas. Probably Oregon, but Texas. Definitely want to go to Texas. Want to eat steak all day, every day. Everett Cheze, I was prepared to go to Tottenham. Stop it. There's more pressure playing for titles, but something I've dreamed of, he told The Athletic. We can all read The Athletic. Stop being The Athletic in principle. DCL worrying, Dominic Calvert-Lewin worrying about which handbag he's going to arrive to.
Exactly. That is. It
might be your last training.
Works bloody hard. I will give him this. He works bloody hard for a player that knows he's going to try and win headers, and nothing's ever going to come of it because we're not high enough around the pitch. But he's working hard.
I don't know. Let's see him do a shift of telesales. Let's see how hard he's worked because, like, jumping around for a football for 90 minutes a week.
That's the bare minimum. I'll tell you, that's the bare minimum expectation.
That game that you were talking about, the cup game, I'm trying to think, what was it? Because he came on, didn't he?
He missed 3 gilt-edged chances in injury time.
Who did you lose to? The lower league team, wasn't it?
Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday beat us on penalty.
Oh my God, Sheffield Wednesday today.
It wasn't that. He missed 3 chances in stoppage time.
Yeah.
3 in stoppage time. Not just one.
Then the penalty.
He missed the third. And then he skied the penalty over the bar. It was laughable.
It would be laughable, but I'd want to check his betting action. Do you know what I mean? I'd have a little look through his Bet365 account, because that's a little suspect to me. It's like I would have scored one of them chances. Charles says, also this weekend, looking forward to the famous Sean Dyche as manager bounce versus Iraola. Let's see if Dyche still has his mojo and it's time to retire and do podcasts. Dyche gets a lot of stick, doesn't he? Because he's shit, and that's fine.
Yeah, makes sense.
Berta came out last night. What? Beta.
Jesus Christ.
Berta came out last night. What?
Tony Bigona's an absolute sausage. I saw him in there saying, "Oh, Tom's only turned up because Leeds win." I fucking sat on here after you beat us 5-0. So
yeah, you can't have that.
Shit.
Can't have that. I didn't read that one out loud because I was not pulling the pin on that hand grenade. No, it's absolutely fair. You sat here and that, and apparently when you listen to the bottom gooners talking about that Leeds game, we weren't even very good in that. Which is true. We didn't have that good an XG against you, but we can't talk about XG when we win, so we can't talk about it when we win really well. But we should only have scored 3 goals against you that day. Let's not
shame that wasn't the case.
Yes, exactly. But it hasn't done you any harm, has it? FRM, but so that's Beta came out last night. Yeah, lost consonants. Be careful what you miss. That took a whole different meaning. I was like, oh, wow. I don't give a shit. I'll just put it out there, I don't care what he gets up to. I don't know how he lures footballers to our team. I don't care, frankly. He's doing a great job.
He does.
I'm not going to lie, lads. When people say that, it always makes me think they lie the rest of the time. FM26 looks proper.
It does look good. I mean, I've seen some of these influencers, FM influencers, playing it for a little while now, and because they got an extra early access, and it does look good. I think it just takes a lot of getting used to, because the UI is very different. They've changed a lot with the UI, so I think a lot of people are just finding it so strange, and they're complaining that about that. I think, but yeah.
So I'm going to have less of a problem with that, because I genuinely haven't played a version of it since 2015. So it's been a decade. So it'll all be different to me. And I loaded up my old 2014 loads a couple of months ago just to get an idea for it. And even that seemed hard. You're trying to work out what you used to do again. And but the thing is, you want these games to be as straightforward as possible, to be as intuitive as possible. But at the same time, you're going to play it for that long, you'll pick it up. I just don't want lots of contract negotiation. I'm sure you can automate all that stuff, right?
Yeah, you can get the director of football to do all that now.
Yeah,
you probably shouldn't know, because they do it really badly.
Well, we're Arsenal fans. We've been used to that. Selling our star players for nothing, Sorry,
I can remember playing. Don't know which football manager game it was, but it was like the early 90s. I was probably on the Amiga, and
World of Soccer.
No, it could have been actually.
I think it was. It was either that or it was Player Manager.
Yeah, but there's like 6 stats for the player. That was it. There wasn't anything else, and you'd look through to see who was for sale, and you'd see a striker who had like an 18. You'd think, oh, well, he's 4 better than our other strikers. I'll buy him. Yeah, and that was it. How much is he? 10 million. Put 10 million in. Yep, we got him. That was it.
In the very first version of Football Manager, there was European players you could buy. There were 20 of them. Gascoigne was at Lazio. But before that, way before that, Football Manager, it wasn't real names, but there were some brilliant games. Ultimately, before all of that, I used to play a play-by-mail football league where you and 2 weeks later, who'd won the game, and I used to get excited about that. Football is about so much imagination, and I don't really need it all doing for me. I think what really gets me is I can remember exactly where I was the day George O'Callaghan scored the world's best ever goal for Arsenal. I'd signed him from Port Vale. A lot of you won't know this because it happened only in my head and on one screen. But it used to be the strip writing that came up on Football Manager. George O'Callaghan goes past one. George O'Callaghan goes past another. And he went past 7 and he volleyed to the right corner and it flashed and it's goal. And in my head, I can see that goal. I can actually, it's ridiculous. But so I don't need the little figures running around. I don't need it to be realistic. I don't need celebrations. It all happens in my head. But I will play Football Manager 26. And if there's some way we can all link up a league, love to get involved in that because I'm already getting bored of football. Fantasy Premier League, it's already boring the shit out of me. You already can't.
Football Manager that makes me a massive prick is that I'm the sort of person that I will never be Leeds United on Football Manager, but I will make sure to watch the Leeds United matches. I've
done that because I never used to be Arsenal manager because you always want a challenge, right? So I'd always be Ebbsfleet or Bromley or Wycombe Wanderers or something like that. And then it'd get to the point where you've just won the Champions League with Ebbsfleet and the Arsenal offer you the position. You're like, oh, can I really go down to we've got the best team in the world right now. I know there's probably top Ebbsfleeters or bottom Ebbsfleeters somewhere going, this is shit. We've only won 3 Champions Leagues, but can't please all the people all the time. I think that's committed though when you're watching Leeds games on Football Manager and you're not the manager of Leeds.
I react to it. Like not out loud, but internally. Like if Leeds concede a last-minute goal in the game, I'll be for about 12 seconds, and then I'll press click and move on with my life.
You're reminding me so much of like flatmates I've had. Like girls are going, "Are you watching actual football?" And I go, "No," and they're like, "But you just cheered like it was a proper goal." And I was like, "It is a proper goal. We've just won the FA Cup." It's like. I don't like ironing, so you've got to have a hobby, haven't you? Can't hold a. What's it? EAFC. So yeah, because Idris Adam saying FIFA 26 is better.
He's entitled to his opinion, but I'm going to say that he is wrong.
I haven't really got into the FIFA. I liked FIFA 25, but I just find it all a little bit. Again, part of the problem is it has to go through the telly. So the only chance I'd ever get to play it is when everyone's gone to bed. So it's like 12 o'clock at night. Do I really want to play 2 hours of FIFA? No, I'd rather doom scroll YouTube and watch Gluminati complaining about things. Do you see this a lot in the Leeds fan base? Are there angry Leeds fans?
Do I see pricks in Leeds fan base? Yes, on days where that end in Y. So yes, but mate, to the extent that is for you, probably not. But
it is like as an objective outside observer, are we all too in it, or is there something to the fact that Arsenal fans are behaving like absolute fucking idiots? Some of them, not most, are not. I'm obviously not saying most Arsenal fans are behaving stupidly, but I've never seen such determined antipathy. Like, literally, what are we fucking complaining about today? I don't know. We celebrated a goal. Yeah, but that's all right, isn't it? No, there should be no celebrating. It is a little bit like the Puritans, isn't it? I don't know. But I don't see this in the league. I am watching the Liverpool fan base meltdown and thinking, you're all a bit stupid. Like, you won the league. You weren't expecting to. The next season, Arnie Slot's a coward. He doesn't know what he's doing. He goes, shut up for a bit. Well, you can't say, like 9 games ago, he was... Anyway.
That makes no sense.
Arnie Slot's got to go. Mo Salah's got to go. That's loyalty, isn't it? Brilliant. If you win the league here, we'll make you a hero and for about 8 hours, and then we'll hate you and wish you to... This is stupid. Bournemouth should pleat them. Can't hold the candle to FM. Black Ops 7. You're just saying random things now. A new FM after 2 years is easy to sell, but the final version will be all right, I think. This is the thing. Like, beta version be damned. You've had 2 years, You can't be talking about beta version 3 weeks before it comes out. I mean, they've tested it a lot more than that, but I don't want any. I want the finish. It's like when the wine waiter comes out and pours a little bit of the wine for you, and you go, "We did." Well, you want to see if it's all right, or if it's corked. You don't do that with food, do you? You don't bring a bit of the steak out and go, just bring me a fucking drink. I bought a drink. I want to give it a call. Well, no, I'll send it back. Don't worry. But would you like to try that? Yeah, that's lovely. I always think, because I always play that bullshit. I play along because I'm like insecure about my working class roots. But I'm like, yes, it was a lovely Zinfandel. But I wouldn't know if it was corked. I wouldn't have a fucking clue. I'm panicked. So you sit there and they bring you that, and you just think, what a weird situation to be in anyway. Like, is that to your liking? I feel like, wouldn't it be great if you went, no, bring me another one, and made them open 16 really expensive bottles and went, do you know, I'll just have the Pepsi Max after all. Fuck it. Anyway, Football Manager 26, yippee. Calm down, language like that. You get me demonetized. Dan and friends, considering our situation, it's 1-0 down at halftime. Will you change your channels to El Clasico versus our game? Ours is 2 p.m. and El Clasico is 3? No.
That's a silly question.
That is a daft question. If you don't mind me saying, sillyquestion.com. I'm watching us. I don't watch. I didn't even watch the Bayern Munich Dortmund game because there was another game. I can't even remember what game it was now, but I think it was us. Might have been us. But anyway, I listen. I like to watch football. I've been really unlucky lately, though, because I watched Real Madrid versus Juventus because you think, that's box office. Shit game. Okay, so Boy Tendio says, you're not gotten your money's worth from FM until you get the developer message on your addictedness rating. Congratulations, we never thought anyone would make it this far. I'm sure I've had that one. I used to love the one where it said, remember there is an outside world. And I once played one match because I didn't know for a fact. I thought there must be a point where they say you've retired, but they don't kill you. So I was a 99-year-old Champions League winning manager of Ebbsfleet, and I was just like, at a certain point, you go, this is getting silly now, isn't it? Like someone else wants to take. I'm going to be 100 next year, and I haven't retired. This is just like, when are we going on holiday? It's like, well, one more year, love, one more year. I felt like Alex Ferguson gone wrong. UI is not that bad in FM26 beta. Match engine was expected to be better after all the hype. I think that is your biggest problem. If you stall a game for an extra year, it better come out swinging, and it'd be hard to live up to the hype you expect of it at that point, wouldn't it? Here's a question for you, Tom. How many goals would Sam Greenwood win if he played Bristol Shitty Konnichiwa?
I'd win by at least 24.
What the fuck is Bristol City Konnichiwa?
Konnichiwa, I think she's referring to her being a judo master.
Yep.
Oh.
And Bristol Shitty, well, that's just Bristol Shitty, isn't it?
I know that. So hope that satisfied you there. Official PL licenses the crown jewels of FM26, but I prefer managing in the Latvian Premier League. Rosie, which manager do you had higher? You did get a manager. I've never heard of him. Rowe, what's his name? Literally, it could all be made up in Scotland. I've got no idea you actually play the games. You might just pretend to play them and send it,
Is that Danny Roll? The one?
Yeah, Roll, ROHL or something. Who is he?
No one knows.
Did
he win the national lottery in Scotland or something, or not win it?
I could have this wrong because I'm not an expert on him, but I do believe he was Hasenhutl's assistant manager.
Oh wow! Fucking hell.
I thought he was an illegal immigrant, and they said, right, you can either fuck off or go and manage Rangers.
Do they have illegal? I'm not trying to be rude here, but does Scotland have illegal immigrants?
Yeah, I think they're called English.
I just know they got slapped by a Norwegian team 3-0.
Yeah, but Norwegian team's really good. Do you know, I was thinking about you the other day because Bodo Glimt, and I can't remember who they were playing. Really disappointed. Ever you hype them up for the semi-final against Spurs?
Well,
every time I've seen them since, I've been fucking.
Well, they played. It was really it was difficult for them to go to Turkey and play Galatasaray. That was a
no, but it wasn't difficult for them to host Tottenham at home, and they had the bet. I thought that they were good because it was a draw at the end, wasn't it? I thought they were going to do it.
They won their lot. I think they won. Well, they won their lot. I can't remember. But Bodo Glimt are doing a lot better than expected. I mean, they're a tiny little team.
The problem with this Champions League format is it has devalued the Europa League, and the Conference League is just like the commentator when I was watching the Crystal Palace Larnaca game. He goes, to say that Crystal Palace are strong favourites to win the Conference League is is quite an understatement. If you look at the relative squad costs of Crystal Palace versus any other team in that competition, and then you think Crystal Palace, like who have they got? I mean, Mark Gahey and
outspent every team in the competition combined, I suspect.
I think he said something along those lines. I'm not even joking. I think he said something like that, and you just go, "Fucking!" But they haven't bought anyone. Who have they got?
Well, if it was his face, Ange Postecoglou, whatever the fuck his name is, can get to a final with Tottenham. That shows
you've summoned him now. You know you've summoned him now. Just who we are, mate. It's just what I do for a living, mate. Do you want fries with that, mate?
If Nuno carries on with his current delicious form, Ange might still be back in London by Christmas.
Mate, that's the next obvious step, isn't it? That's the next obvious move.
Nuno around at this point.
He obviously is, yeah. It's like when the seagulls follows a trawler. When the Postecoglou follows the Espirito Santo, it is because he thinks. I don't know. I love Big Ange for being exactly what he seems to be, and somehow people. It's like people, not to get political, but people go, Trump, he just says it, he doesn't mean it, and then he gets into power and he does it, and they go like, he's doing the things he said he was going to do. This is madness, and you're like, yeah. Ange Postecoglou, I'm not going to change my football for anyone. We're going to play like shit. Because he meant it. Shit, we hired him thinking he was all just kind of, bonhomie and wit and repartee. And actually, it turns out he's a fucking moron. Yeah. Well, I would play it worked for me at Whittlesey Zebras. I don't see why it wouldn't work at Tottenham. I'd never heard of them either. Until Football Manager lets me be under 18s manager without being club manager. Are you still not able to do that? I will give that. That's a massive tick for me. I used to really
I think you can actually. I think you can take on the under 18s job and the the under 20s.
You've always been able to do it, as Sam is saying. You're always able to do it, but you have to enforce it. But at the same time, it's not the same as basically being hired as the under 18 manager.
No, I've done it. There's periods in most of my leagues where sometimes when the team's all set up and you're just watching the games, you've got the best players in the world in positions. No, then you sometimes when you take over a new club and you want to get it all right and you want to see who the youth players are, and then you'll manage the under 18 team. But it should be possible, and if it isn't, there's a massive oversight to just be the under 18s, and to try and work your way through there, a la Jack Wilshere, who I think one day will be Arteta's replacement. Quite like the idea. Don't know. Stick that out there. I've just left that there on a shelf like a warm pie. See if anyone comes back. Anyway, managing Sheffield Wednesday will be a decent challenge in FM26, especially after their points deduction. That is a bit harsh, isn't it? PSR, we still don't know if Man City have done anything wrong, but we fucking know that Sheffield Wednesday, they'll think twice about their PSR standing for it. They were ripping out all the seats, weren't they, today? That spelled his name. I've totally forgotten his name. Chim, something like that. It's Gabriel Heinze really impacting us, or is it a smokescreen, just helping hand with a mate out of a job? No, man. Like, seriously, I love that you brought this up. I think Gabriel Heinze is... I was watching some of the training. I think he's the missing enforcer because you're not fucking with him, are you? I think going in at halftime and going, Arteta's going to complain at us and show us a light bulb or something is one thing. Will sort of induce a certain element of fear. But thinking, no, Gabby Heinze is going to put my face through a fucking mirror if I don't come back in here with a goal. That's probably different. He's probably having an impact. I think he is. But also, I think he tells Arteta off from time to time. I'm imagining and speculating wildly, but it is what I do. So I am going to do that. What do the rest of you think? Do you have an opinion on Gabby Heinze?
Yeah, he's an ex-Man United player and needs to go fuck himself.
Ex-Man United player? Yeah, but he actually played with Arteta at Paris Saint-Germain. That's how they know each other.
I'm sure he did. And I know that's factually true now you've said it, but he's representing Man United and he needs to go fuck himself.
So did Danny Welbeck.
He needs to go fuck himself too. I mean, you're not going to change.
This is why you bring Tom on for this expert in-depth analysis. This is why he comes on.
This is what they're missing on Match of the Day. This would reinvigorate Match of the Day. Yeah. What did you think of that, Alan Shearer? I think he needs to go fuck himself. Right. Well, okay. We'll go to the next game. Yeah, that can go fuck itself as well. No, I think Eric Cantona's my joker in the deck there. What do you think of him?
I think he needs to take his seagull and his trawler and go fuck himself with it.
Fuck himself in the sardine.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you can't say fairer than that. I have a less. I've never hated Man United, honestly. That's my hear me out. Like Luca came on the show a couple of weeks ago and he started a silly ass comment with "hear me out." So we were all just taking a piss. Hear me out's the new slogan on the show. It's like hear me out, show me out. But that's my hear me out. Hear me out. I don't mind Man United and I don't dislike Alex Ferguson. And that's not just time softening that.
Interesting.
To be fair, if Manchester United were in League Two, I'd still hate them.
I'm not sure why. I don't know why you hate them.
It's kind of ingrained in me, like just they're our rival team, regardless.
Not though, are they? They're not your rival team.
They're our rival team. We're not necessarily their rival team.
No, you have to be in the same league to be a rival team.
Generally speaking, yeah.
It's a bit like if I suddenly found out that Leyton Orient consider themselves our fiercest rivals, I'd be like, oh right, okay.
I totally get what you're saying because
Sheffield United. That's got more
describing basically us towards Bradford or Leeds towards Sheffield United. And Sheffield United is kind of more equal, but I mean. Any team in Yorkshire, let's just say they all hate Leeds because, of course, they do because we're the biggest team in Yorkshire, so they're going to hate us.
Yeah, you are the biggest team in Yorkshire, aren't you? I mean, that's not like that's an incontrovertible statement. There's no one who's won more league titles than you in Yorkshire, is there?
Not to my knowledge.
Going back 100 years, if there were, because I can't think of a single one. Yeah, so you're definitely the bit. Because I always find the thing I found really funny. I went on a stag do with loads of Yams, Wolverhampton's fans. And I have really close friends who are villains, and like you can never work out who hates who in the Midlands. It's obviously East Midlands, West Midlands, but they go so like Aston Villa, you're bigger. You must hate Birmingham. Oh yeah, don't mind Birmingham actually, but you fucking hate Coventry. And you'd be like, well, okay, so Coventry fans, you hate Villa? No, Villa's all right. It's fucking Wolves. And it's like, will you all sit down and decide who you hate? Because it's fucking confusing. You're supposed to hate each other. Tottenham, Arsenal, simples. How do I feel about Chelsea? I hate them. Everyone else, yeah, all right.
The Leeds Man United rivalry goes back as far as the Civil War between Yorkshire and Lancashire. So it actually goes a bit further than silly football.
Then I think you're taking it a bit too seriously.
Yes.
I think none of the rest of the country really has a War of the Roses attitude anymore. And also, how did London win the War of the Roses? It doesn't make any sense.
Because they weren't in it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you are all fighting each other, and we're running everything. It's kind of like, my biggest problem with Yorkshiremen was always like everybody's Joffrey in Yorkshire. So how comes every fucker conquered you then? Do you know what I mean? Like, how comes everyone, even the Scots, are like, we'll have that. York's been passed around more than. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's come on.
I don't know why.
There's no books up here, but like Vikings turn up and say, "Oh, run for the cut." It's like. I have my own problem with Yorkshire. Do you know what I mean? Like, if everybody down south is such a soft southern bastard, how's the seat of government not in fucking Yorkshire? Too tight, that's what it is. I think Sam would win 14-0 if he was by himself. If he was my himself.
I think he means by Ash's right foot. I would win 14-0, that's true.
I think you kind of said that, didn't you? I always play with Arsenal because my challenge is a homegrown challenge over winning a thing. Oh, okay. You have to set yourself a challenge because it's too easy to win with Arsenal.
Playing Football Manager with your own team when your team is obviously already very good. It doesn't really strike me as playing Football Manager in the spirit it's probably intended to be played in.
Tom, I agree with you, but it is starting to raise questions for me because I can't remember why I didn't play with Arsenal more. I don't know why I always started with teams like Bromley and Ebbsfleet, and I'd never heard of Ebbsfleet. I was just like, oh, well, they'll do, And now whenever I hear Ebbsfleet's results or things, I'm like, all right, there's a real team. It always surprises me, and they haven't won the Champions League yet 3 times in a row. But
the real beauty of it is the fact that basically it's your game. You can you like, despite what I've just said, if he wants to play as Arsenal, he plays Arsenal.
Yeah, and most
It's
people, I'm
the
sure,
point.
do, don't they? I think they must.
Yeah.
Now, the first thing I'm doing is loading up the Arsenal. But I'm going to use it. I'm kind of. Can I claim expense? You know, because is it content creators kind of ways of looking up players? Because I remember when we nearly signed Jamie Vardy. Somebody, and I think this was run in the papers, had run 10 seasons of Football Manager, having signed Vardy for Arsenal to see what happened. And he never got over 14 goals. And they printed this story like it was a Carling Opta computer. And I go, yeah, but but the thing is, and you know, you were talking about this earlier. It was like there were 4 attributes. The pioneering element of Football Manager has always been the scoring system of players and the army of scouts, quote unquote scouts, who meticulously mark. It's like a Wikipedia type thing, you know, and I think that's beautiful. And you can look at it and go, if it's a player you don't really know, load up Football Manager and check them out.
I might have the year wrong on this, but around the year 2000, in the year 2000, I believe Everton paid Sports Interactive for their database to use it for scouting purposes.
Yep, it has, and that has now happened, and the database was actually pilfered by a couple of analytics companies to give them a head start. And also, but in fairness, a couple of analytics companies, I'm not sure if ours, StatDNA, did it, but they did it to establish a barometer to see how successful their one was. But there are 20 different attributes. I mean, it's hard to know how you really justifiably change and tweak it. But I always imagine my favorite story was an article I read. And some of you won't have played Football Manager when I was playing it, but Tonton Zola Mokoku is a player who was at Derby. He was under 18s at Derby. You signed him, and he quite quickly became the best player in the world, like Andrew Zygpaursson, who was an Iceland international, also. So these are the sort of cheat codes. There were several players who became world class, whatever you did. There was a Swedish one who I can't remember his name now, but and they did this story about him because, unlike in Football Manager, where Tonton Zola Mokoku, whoever he signs for, becomes the world's greatest player, and I think he was Ghanaian as well, and becomes elite, like in any team, and wins everything you can. But he didn't in real life. In real life, it didn't work out for him at Derby, and he went back to Swedish non-league, and then he was basically a Swedish non-league player for most of his career. And they were talking to him about the sad fact that whenever he met people, they'd always go, "What happened to you? What happened to you?" And he's like, "Well, what happens to footballers? You know, I was at Derby. I was an under-18s at Derby. I wasn't like in the Brazilian national team or something. I just didn't fulfill the potential this random computer game had seen in me." And it kind of weighed him down all his life.
The best one's that Portuguese scout that put himself in the game, Tô Madeira.
Yeah,
he became a legend as well. He was a fucking scout, put himself in the data in the game. He gave himself really good potential ability, and he became really good.
I love that. I absolutely love that. There were a few years, at least one season where, and I'm going back to 95 or 96, where you could mod your own team, your own players. And I put myself and my brother in it. You did all the back end, you added all the stats, and then, you know, and actually I had a massive, I put massive potential in mine, but I made my brother better. And he started winding me up as we went through the seasons because I had a good career. You know, I captained Arsenal, everything I'd hoped to do, but he was just that bit better than me all the time. And it's like, yeah, that's the problem with a younger brother. They're better looking, smarter. They got their shit together. They don't get as much trouble, and he's better at football. Fuck him.
That Swedish player, Alec. I remember him because I always used to buy him. I think his name's Alex something. Fucking, I've got to check it out. Alex something F. I think Alex F something.
It does come back to me intermittently. It is in there.
I've got to check that out now because I always used to buy him as well. It was amazing.
Yeah, there was a Swedish player with I think he had 2 nationalities as well. Zygpaursson stands out for me because he was the best striker you could buy. And obviously he's on Tonton Zola Mokoku. And I always used to play a diamond formation, which wasn't prevalent in the world of 4-4-2. So my mates used to call it the Hoffinger. and it's my surname, and that's the diamond formation. And even now, my mate Sean will say, "Oh, they're playing that formation," and I used to play it because I didn't want to have wingers because they were too specialty for me. I seem to remember his name had an R in it. Runnigan.
We're trying to find it out now.
Well, I'll go through some of these homegrown challenges. Homegrown squad of 25 that win the league. UCL there after the World Cup. I love that there are so many different challenges. For me, it's always take a non-league team and win the Champions League. Rosie's holding judgment on roll. What's that?
Now you can get a database where that you're in France, because obviously Bordeaux are now a non-league team in France.
I've only played. I always had the other leagues running, but I've only ever really played the Italian Serie C and Serie B. I've never.
I did Gibraltar League up and running.
I did Austria as well. I looked for my hometown Bad Ischl, but then they've never been in it.
I made Junior Firpo my director of football. That's how I got into like the 18th season or something like that. And I was like, overpay Junior Firpo? Absolutely. Because why not?
I'm going to have to go. There we go. It would be Swedish players. I don't know how you're going to find this. We can't all look for it. It's just going to be a bad stream, isn't it? Might as well start talking about chemtrails. Some people are sickos who run the homegrown challenge as San Marino. Fucking hell. I mean, I have to take my hat off to anyone who succeeds in that challenge for San Marino. What a pool of talent to pick from. Your tactics have to be strong. They have to be Jedi strong.
You have to get very fortunate with the what would you call it? The player regens.
Yeah, but it's still only going to be like 9 of them, isn't it? It's going to be like,
Oh yeah.
They have beta test after changing the game engine. It's not yet known if the new engine can even do the century-long saves. Oh, I don't want to get to a place where I'm 99 and it suddenly just goes. Okay, I'm going to now tell a little story that I think nominates me as sickest football manager fan of all time. Because I had a crash that had my season on it. Actually, I'm not telling you. This is too embarrassing. But yeah, I basically had to buy a brand new computer just to get my game back. And I think that's, even though the computer still worked, it had crashed. And someone said, "Oh, if you didn't have this on it, it would work again." So I bought the exact same computer for not an insubstantial amount of money, just so I could play Football Manager and again. And I've still got the two computers anyway. Do you know when you're about to tell a story and you don't tell it to yourself first, you say it out loud and you realise that wasn't a story. But hey, that's live YouTube for you. Hatto is coming on PS5 next year. So Halo. I want to talk about Halo. Rosie speaking Japanese was not on the bingo card at all. Roll is
on the bingo card.
Roll is ex-Sheffield Wednesday manager. Wow.
That's true.
I did not know that.
He did well with Sheffield Wednesday, to be fair, because the team he had last year, he should have been relegated.
They're going down this year, though, aren't they?
Oh, definitely.
They have to, don't they?
They're going to lose 12 points as well. I think they've got one win this season.
Yeah, that's not a good start already. Mind you, I'd be like, yeah, go and fucking take the 12 points off us this season.
Don't get me wrong, guys. I don't wish them ill. Well, I do in the sense of their rival of my team, but I don't want them to go out of business. So I don't want any fan of Sheffield Wednesday to lose their club when it's not really their fault, things like that. But ultimately, the fact are the rules are the rules. My team went in the administration. We lost points. We got deducted 25 points. So basically, I don't feel sorry for them one fucking bit.
No, I totally get that. What for me is slightly different because obviously I just think the reason for the profit sustainability regulations was to prevent clubs going into administration, and to punish the clubs that then go into administration seems like closing the door after the horse has bolted, really. I don't see that it's working. You can have your opinions about whether Man City have broken rules or not. We may never find out, it seems, like it's now heading into November. But the fact that the teams that get punished are the teams that are doing everything they can to just, Obviously, I'm not very well versed on what's happened at Sheffield Wednesday, but there was a period of investment and then apparent overinvestment where they shouldn't have. I totally get your point, by the way, that if other teams are being punished, then you have to punish all equally and fairly. But I think there's a reason in my mind to just rip up the PSR regulations altogether and go, look, this is not how you regulate football. Businesses should be allowed to go bust anyway. You know what? Apart from anything, you don't have the similar PSR regulations in restaurants. You don't have restaurants getting told, oh, you can't spend that percentage of your budget on truffles because you don't have enough customers. You know, just like any other business, you can run into the ground if you want to. Why is a football team different? I think it's pretty obvious that whatever Hensel does, he's made us harder to beat. I don't think he would take all the credit, but why not have a mural to him? I hate Man United more than Spurs and Chelsea. That I find weird. I definitely hate Spurs more than I hate probably anything except terminal illnesses.
Well, someone earlier did say to me, which I personally found it strange, but I get why they said it, because another Leeds fan basically went, I'm cheering Sunderland tomorrow, to which I sat and went, why are you cheering Sunderland tomorrow? I know the actual answer is because Leeds and Chelsea are rivals. Not in the sense that you're just in as rivals, not the same, but obviously historically rivals.
Yeah. I remember I remember the stories of the 70s, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously it goes back to the FA Cup final of 1970, the most violent football match ever, allegedly, where basically every tackle in that game by modern football standards would be a yellow card minimum.
A prison sentence.
Yes. But anyway, my point was basically, I get why they say as a Leeds fan, I don't want Chelsea to win tomorrow. But in my opinion, a rational Leeds fan, I'll sit there going, well, no, I can stomach Chelsea winning tomorrow. I'd be more annoyed if Chelsea lose to Sunderland tomorrow morning or lunchtime, because I'd actually rather not. I'd rather catch Sunderland personally.
This came into stark relief, didn't it, when Manchester City went to Spurs, and Spurs fans were like, well, anyone would do what we're doing, and you go, no, but no one ever has crossed that line. No one has ever turned up and booed their own team scoring because it might. Very few teams are ever in that situation. God knows we've never been in the situation to hope that we lose to Man City so Spurs don't win the league. They've always done a very good job of losing the league on their own without any help from us. But I do think that there are teams you don't like, and then there are your rivals, right? I don't like Chelsea. There's some comments. I'm going to race through them. There's some people saying the same thing as well. I do love this. Wolves versus West Brom is the most fierce rivalry in the Midlands. Yeah, it's always random to me. Sorry, I don't.
I found out who the Swedish player was. Alexander Farnerud.
No, that's a different one that I'm thinking of. Harkonnen or something. It was something. I'm going back earlier to the Tonton Makoku days. So I'm going.
This guy was big in
could be the late 90s. Could be. But yeah, there will have been Wonder Kids all the way through in different generations. I remember being in a pub in Bruton Street, which is the road off Bond Street that the Queen was born on. I used to drink in a pub there. It used to be my local, and I was taking a couple of pints. Only a small little snug little pub, and I'm taking a couple of pints back to a mate. And as I walked past this table, there's two guys in their mid-20s, and I heard one of them say Zig Pawson. I was like, all right, I'll stop. You know, like in a Fast show where the guy comes up to you when you're on the jukebox. He goes, well, what we want to do is nudge that, hold that. And I was like, literally sat down and was talking to them for an hour. My mate had to come over and get his pint and fucked off again. And I was like, we were just talking about, I was like, I know my football manager. Every generation will have similar Zig Pawson stories. Sheffield Wednesday have won the league 4 times, but you'd have to be going back to the 1880s, no? Because I don't remember. Definitely didn't do it in my lifetime. But you have to keep winning if you play with a big team. Yeah, exactly. Or you get the abuse Arteta's getting. Are there fans in the FM26 world? Do you have to deal with online YouTubers?
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
That'd be good, yeah. See if they're
Lee Gunn has called you a twat again. What do you do?
There should be an option to buy an AK-47 and visit him in Spain.
They have been the champions of England 4 times. I'm looking it up now, and the last time they won, it was 1929-30.
So that was just a couple of years before Arsenal went on their tear.
Yes.
So it must have been. So hang on a minute. That can't be right because didn't. So yes, it would have been them, then Huddersfield 3 times. No, that doesn't make any sense. So Huddersfield won it 26, 27, 28. Is that right?
Apparently, they won it 02, 03, 03, 04, then 28, 29, 29, 30.
So I know that Herbert Chapman won 3 in a row with Huddersfield before coming to Arsenal, and he didn't win back-to-back 3 in a row, but it did take him 6 years to win the league with Arsenal. He'd never have made it in the modern era. They'd have outed him by now. Fucking useless. But yeah, it is with a twinge of positive sadness that I visit the current subscriber page of the Gooner channel to note that we are now on 1,941 subscribers. So,
close to 2K.
Close to 2K, but I've been doing it. It's like 1932, 1933, the good years, and now we're into the war years. Poland has fallen, France has fallen. Football is probably not being played as much as it should be anywhere in Europe. Real Madrid are still the current champions, But so I can't wait now. It's just the people, you see all these people going race to 100K. I'm doing the race to 71. We need 30 more subscribers because some subscriber numbers are just worth more than others. It wasn't that long ago I was lauding 1886, going, if you're that subscribed, no one ever got in touch. I think it's just me that finds this amusing.
Who was the team who won the Premier or the Football League just before the war started? Wasn't it something like Portsmouth?
I don't know.
They kept it for like 6 years until it restarted or something like that. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea. I know that we went on to win it in the 40s, didn't we? 48. I think we came good, but it was a shit season. It was a shit decade for football. People were not focused on the right things in the 40s. Hi, Rosie. Hope you're feeling better. So am I. I think we all are. FM being solely reactionary with its grading of players from 08, to be honest. Ericsson was rated rubbish on FM 08. Probably right then, isn't it? Although I must say that Giovanni dos Santos was definitely overrated for FM 08. He was like second best. I didn't play it then. Palace 4, Arsenal 1, local road sweeper to score the 4th in the 90s. Because you don't know any Palace players' names, isn't it? That's why you've done that. You couldn't have just said Mateta with a hat trick.
It was Everton. Who did it? Yeah, it's 38-39. They kept it for the next 5 years, 6 years.
I liked when Haaland was scoring loads of goals. I mean, every year he scores loads of goals, but the other year when he was especially scoring loads of goals, and Everton fans come out of the woodwork going, yeah, but he hasn't scored as many as Dixie Dean.
It is that, isn't it? It's like, what Jackie Milburn and Dixie fans that go on about these players. Like, was he in Z Cars? I don't know. What the fuck's a Dixie Dean? It sounds like a police car. Do you know what I mean? And a Dixie Dean comes tearing around the corner. It's 4-0. I was watching.
People said that couldn't tell you remotely what he looked like.
Mate, you couldn't pick him out of a lineup. There was a really interesting program that came on, YouTube autoplay. Bless it.
Yep.
I was watching something, and this it's called Fish and Ships, and it was a documentary about the northeast of England from 1978, and it all these blokes like going out fishing and all that, and then it showed you this big, typically Geordie-looking bloke, bruiser, massive lump, Jimmy Nail character going. Yeah, not only is he a keen fisherman and has worked on the lifeboats, but he also played for his country. I played 5 times at Wembley. And he's got a cigarette hanging out. And he's like, he's basically got £5 to last him 10 years. We played for me club 3 times at Wembley. And I played for England twice. And it's like, oh, God, football's changed, hasn't it? Now, if you played one Wembley final, you've got a yacht in Saint-Tropez. Whereas in those days, this guy's working on a fishing boat. It's great work, man. Like, I do miss playing a bit of football, but you cannot be getting on a fishing boat at 4 a.m. and nearly dying to get some haddock in.
I remember my nan back when I was a kid. She grew up around the Arsenal, and she said there was I can't remember his name now, but there was an Arsenal player when she was young from her neighbourhood, local boy, Arsenal boy, and he used to work in the local butchers. He was actually he worked because back then they weren't professional. Well, they were like semi-professional. A lot of them. He was working at the butchers and he was playing for Arsenal.
Imagine that now. Imagine going into your local, Asda and Miles Lewis Skelly's working the fish counter. You better be good on the weekend, boy. I will, sir. I will. Go on, had a skate, sir. There's the I saw Charlie George walking around. He still walks around Holloway Road. I'm thinking, you said your dad used to own the Steam Passage, didn't you?
Yes, it was called the Champion back then when he had it. Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely making that a destination on the drunken tour of Islington. I'm so.
It's rather upmarket now. It was a bit of a dive when my dad had it, but
the whole area's changed now, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's very upmarket now because they redid the whole pub and everything.
I like listening to Alistair Campbell and Rory, I've forgotten his surname, on The Rest is Politics. And it does my fucking head in. Like, it turns out Alistair Campbell lives in Gospel Oak, which is a tiny bit between Kentish Town and Hampstead. And I think this is how it's changed from when I was a kid. There weren't millionaires living up my road back then. Maybe they were. I just didn't know.
My nan, who I just talked about, when I was young, she lived very close to Chapel Street Market, just off of Chapel Street Market.
Yeah. Oh, well.
The Angel, and she was in a flat there, her and my granddad. So I used to visit them all the time, and we was always down around Chapel Street Market, up and down Upper Street, Essex Road. And
I saw Upper Street change. Like, I remember it was
back then when I was young. We're talking mid 80s, late 80s. Yeah. It wasn't great.
And Shoreditch was all just empty warehouses.
Yeah.
And then you suddenly got the cool Britannia, New Labour, tough on crime, tough on causes of crime. Let's have a Carluccio's in Upper Street. And it was like suddenly just gentrification of North London. You can't find a better spot than Upper Street. Now it's like it is. It's better. I'm sure if you own property there, you're happy with it. But
change.
Shame. Ain't a shame. Pie and mash. We're down to the last 3 pie and mash shops. I'm not even joking, mate. So bring back pie and mash. If it wasn't so disgusting, it probably wouldn't be. Do you know what I mean? I love London, but anyway, talk about a tangent. FM is so conservative with its player ratings nowadays. Start of the game, you're awfully lucky if you find any under 21 player that has over 180 potential ability. 180? It used to be out of 9. What do you mean? Is that cumulative? I don't understand. Like, I'm going to have to get back into this.
The ratings are out of 200.
Is that right?
The ability is 200, yeah.
For each thing?
The each thing goes up to 20, but the total rating is 200.
Right, okay, that makes sense.
That's like the background rating.
Yeah. The hidden rating is basically everything combined is basically 200. But obviously, as Sam was saying,
you have a current ability. They have a current ability rating and then a potential ability rating. Yeah. That's like the max.
But that should be hidden. You shouldn't be able to see.
Hidden. That is normally that will be hidden. You won't see that unless you get access to like the database.
You have to have the data editor to be able to see it.
So with the data editor, can you put yourself in a game?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. They released that in '95 or whatever it was, and everyone was. Well, I think I took it a bit seriously. Well, I've always taken it too seriously.
Yeah.
But
you have to download it separately.
Yeah.
Whereas now you can chuck them a $5. Cut long story short, you can pay them a $5 and you can have the data editor within the game. So you can do it roving.
Am I going to regret this? Because I'm starting to get I feel a little bit like I used to do a bit of heroin in the 80s, but I haven't touched it in 15 years. And it's like, is this? Oh, this is good shit. Oh, maybe just do this weekend. Just I'll go mad this weekend. And you'll come. I'll be sat here going.
Mm-hmm.
You see the game? It's like, yeah, man, we lost the fucking Grasshopper Zurich. And damn, what? Come back. I'll be like, no, leave me.
I'm just going to say a sentence which will describe the average football manager experience for the average human being. It will simply be just one more game.
Yeah.
One more game. And then basically you look up and you realise, I said just one more game for the last 8 games. And then you look up and it's like, oh, look, it's suddenly light outside again.
Fuck it. Might as well go for it. Fuck it. Do you know what I mean? Like, literally. this is what I'm saying. 7,000 hours of my life, right, was playing Football Manager. Now, fair enough. I'd have a smoke and I'd be watching telly at the same time, so it wasn't totally wasted. But 7,000 hours, I started thinking, even if I was earning minimum wage, this game owes me about 70 grand. Do you know what I mean? I've been properly treating this like a job. Do you know what I mean? I can't be the only one. I'd be like, the missus be like, I'm going away this weekend. You'd be like, oh, all right, I'll have a good time. Get in, straight on it, bosh, order a takeaway, sit there, resent having to go and get the takeaway, because it was minutes away from the game. How many times I've been busting for a piss, but just going, you can't pause the game. Yeah, I know, but right in the middle of, do you know what I mean? It's basically crack. It's only probably slightly cheaper in the long run, I guess. I don't know.
There's a thing in the back of my mind, guys, which basically, like you said, you can pause the game while the match is on. But in my mind, I feel like, but the game will punish me for doing that. It's not rational.
There are so many superstitions like that, aren't there? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
There are so many.
It's not rational, but we've all thought it.
I was the same. I could never. I had to. If I was going to go to bed or fit it, I had to do it on a win. I couldn't do it on a draw or a loss, so I had to do it on a win. So sometimes
that's it exactly. It's just one more game. Well, let's get the FA Cup game out of the way, because then I'll start the next game. It'll be the home game, and then anyway. But I know nobody would ever do this. It's just not ethical. It's not in the spirit of the game. But if it might be Ebbsfleet's first charge for promotion and it's a must-win game, and if they don't win, they don't go up to the second division, so you're expected to win, you're strong favourites and everything goes really well, but maybe they beat you and they shouldn't, and you, oh dear, I've accidentally turned that whole game, fucking hell, we'll have a restart, and then maybe another restart, and then as many restarts as it takes. And then I find myself making deals with myself. Right, this time I'm loading up. This time I don't care what happened. I've won everything you can win. This time I'm just going to play it fairly. And then
Hello, Gooner Channel fans. Dan has just added himself as a save scummer.
Yeah, I know people who've done it, and I'm ashamed of it. So that counts.
I have done it. But I've done it for an even weirder reason than you'd all think. I did it to make sure Man United got relegated.
That seems like a good reason. In fairness, that does seem like
very good reason.
Just to see what happened more than anything.
So Boy Tendia says, I hate Spurs, but I can't tolerate Chelsea at all. Actual demon spawn of a football club. I do hate Chelsea, but I cannot hate another team more than I hate Spurs. There's actually social media on the new FM games, and there's always some CUNT who says, I don't know what I'm doing, even though I just won the treble. Nice. Who are these fuck boys on FM socials? I just think trebled with a fully grown home squad. You can do it if you don't know what you're doing. When are you planning on a non-football related stream? They do exist, Rosie. I mean, no pressure. I don't know. I like football.
We're a bunch of men in the pub. We're going to be talking about football, aren't we?
Until I don't know. It's not. I tell you what was really great though. I had a conversation with a guy at work. This is where I really love food conversations, because he used to say he's Nigerian. He was talking about how he makes the best jollof rice, and I've got friends who are Ghanaian, and they're like, no, he doesn't. And I like, as much as there are arguments in food, generally it brings everyone together. It's very hard to imagine that if you did a food channel, there'd be a team of Illuminati going, he uses ginger in a Thai green curry, and he doesn't, and it's just like wanker. It's a point where I think it'd be nice to do a food channel. And what me and the missus were talking about, it'd be really fun to do like a dinner party, a live dinner party, where you all sit around, you all make the same meal. Someone does a video how to make the meal, and you all sit around and eat it. Because, banter and talking and stuff, this is the virtual pub realm. But I just think it's so nice to not talk politics, not talk things that are divisive. And I think with food, you just don't, if we're talking about, Rosie's got some very odd food tastes. We know that, right? Everything's pish, or, I don't know. But by and large, no one ever loses their shit with you if you don't like chocolate, or like Kit Kats. No one ever goes, you fucking what, you non-Kit Kat eating fucker. Whereas in football, almost anything you say is going to upset someone so badly somewhere. The very act of me saying I don't like Chelsea will rile somebody, or me saying I think Arteta's got another season would have somebody frothing at the mouth, you know. So I would quite like to add things onto the channel which are a little bit like packet of peanuts and a pint.
Dan Teta out.
Okay. Fine. Wasn't getting paid anyway. Haaland was born in Leeds.
He was.
He went to a private school as well, didn't he? I bet.
I mean, I don't know his life story, but I do know he was born at Leeds Hospital.
From such humble beginnings.
Have they got a troll school in Leeds then?
It was under a bridge, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, I'm off now, Razor. Zanzi, Zidane, Sam, and Mr. Tom have a good show. You absolute legend. Well, you're not getting up early. Where are you heading off to?
Like we is.
Good night. Dipped in sherbet, Herbert.
Keep your hands above the blanket.
See big arms.
Keep your hands above the blanket is my new favourite expression. Because you know he won't.
Never does, allegedly.
Rosie, let me throw that back at you. When's a good time to do a... Because you know what? Like I'll say, I'll do a stream. I'll tell you what, we're doing loads over Christmas because I am really looking forward to having a couple of weeks off of Christmas, sitting here drinking all manner of cocktails. I'm letting it all hang out at Christmas. Don't worry, off camera. But I'm going to be eating, drinking, smoking. I've got to have an excuse to smoke an expensive cigar. I'm basically going to get on it for 2 weeks. I'm going to do a Lee Gunner and just live stream 12 hours a day, talking about chemtrails. I'm going to be talking about like conspiracy. I'm going to do a live stream where I stay here talking until I die. You know, like that. And the missus will be bringing me snacks and things, and I'll be going. Yeah. Now, day 14, Dan has not slept. You know, he's not changed his underwear. She started giving me my food at the end of the stick. You know, it'd be like, so probably in that period we'll do a live stream that's not football related. I still think there'll be a point where we run out of things to say about football. Yeah. I like the movie streams as well. If you're up for doing one of those, guys, I do love it. Because Carl said he was going to do that show, and I was kind of blessed that he didn't really, because I started having to watch loads of movies just so I'd have something to talk about. And then he suggested the BlackBerry one, and I was like, I am so over these biopics, you know, like, oh, how we made... Because BlackBerry was an invention that didn't exist, then existed, then didn't exist, all in about 10 years. And they've done a movie about it. It's like, it's not like, you know, oh, whatever happened to those silly little phones? Oh, yeah, they were shit. Oh, yeah, let's make a film of that. But yeah, and I know Boy Tendio's got me watching Alchemist Diaries, but
what are you watching?
What's it called? It's called The Alchemist Diary. I only watched the first 2 episodes. It's not really for me.
I haven't really seen that.
I had to. This is how, because he actually threatened. He said, if you don't watch it, I will stop watching in October.
He's blackmailing you.
Well, yeah, do you know what? And he's Apothecary Diaries. Sorry, what did I call it? I always call it The Alchemist Diaries. Apothecary. Thanks, Rosie. Apothecary Diaries.
Is that one of those anime things?
Yeah, it's.
I can't watch any of the anime stuff.
He only watched 2 episodes. Horrible. All right. Well, ask around. How many has everyone else watched? Do you know what I mean?
I can't watch the anime stuff. I just can't watch it. It's just not my thing.
Right. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to continue watching it. I haven't stopped watching it. I started, but then I got sidetracked by watching Yellowstone and 1883, and these 2 series were just mind-blowingly good. And then I started watching 1923, which is the other prequel, and it's got Helen Mirren doing a shit accent, fellow out of Robinson and Jerome doing a shit accent, and Harrison Ford basically playing Han Solo again. And I was like, kind of over this. Statless flats. I don't know if I like that.
It's a bit. I mean, it's a bit quirky, isn't it? I mean, it's all right. I've seen a few episodes. It's all right, but yeah.
Doesn't do anything for me.
Bit quirky.
I haven't seen anything funny recently, actually. I could probably do with some more recommendations.
You need to get a boxing ears.
What's that again?
You need to get a boxed series of Cheers.
I can't watch Cheers again. Like I've seen every episode. It's like Dominique and the boys watch Modern Family, and it's great, and I love Modern Family, and I'd love nothing more than to watch it for the 5th time. But I've seen all the episodes. There's some things I've just watched too much. Frasier, Cheers are 2 of those things I can't really enjoy them anymore. Alice in Borderland season 4. No. One day he's going to hit episode 6. Is that the good episode? Because I could just steam ahead till episode 6. So far, it's I must say I have been watching it in Japanese just to try and learn a bit of Japanese.
Who are?
No, I haven't. Black Books is good. Yeah, but Black Books is like 30 years old. And you don't like Father Ted, so was it you, Rosie?
Like Father Ted.
Thank
How
you.
can you not like Father Ted?
My eyes are peeled on the next comment because I bet she comes back with, I never fucking said I don't like Father Ted, but I'm sure she didn't like Father Ted.
I mean, if it turned out that I hadn't said that, I'd be saying that too.
What, that you don't like Father Ted?
No, I do like
Father
Father
Ted.
I'm saying if I had been accused of saying I didn't like Father Ted and it turned out that I didn't say that,
you'd be straight. That would already have beamed up here. I think the fact that it hasn't, either she's writing a very long letter to a lawyer, or because that by now I would have been, I fucking love Father Ted. There we go. There we go. I love Father Ted, the Traitor Celeb UK, some of the best TV in the past decade.
The amount of time in my mind. Sorry, Sam, go on, mate.
I was going to say, I've seen some clips of the Celeb one. It looks really good with Alan Carr and that. Looks really funny.
You see, if you put the word celeb in something, I come out in hives. I don't want to spend half my life looking people up who are famous.
Because they're at the heart of it is based on the actual game, which relies on the element of skill, / however you want to slice it. But the fact of the matter is, because it's an actual thing that people want to do, generally you're getting a level of celeb in it that you generally won't want to be on TV. For like, they're not going to go on Celebrity Love Island, for example, but they will play a game with the traitors on telly.
Well, okay, so who are the... Because there's celeb and then there's celeb in there. I mean, how many of these celebrities will I have heard of?
I'm going to imagine it's very little, and I can't even tell you off the top of my head. But for example, Stephen Fry's in it.
Oh, yeah, I know him. Yeah. Well, that's already a lot better than I was anticipating. He's an actor. So he's a national treasure. He's not a celebrity. I don't think you can call Stephen. I think he's more important to this country than any of the royal family by several degrees. He's an icon. I mean, like if it was people like that, if Elton John and Stephen Fry were on there, I think I'd have a different opinion of it. But I always, every time,
if you want,
no, go on, please do, because I'd love to know who's in it, and I might.
Contestants. So, for example, Paloma Faith is in it.
I fucking love Paloma Faith. Hackney girl, go on, girl. She's brilliant.
Apparently, Nico Olimar. I mean, that's a YouTuber. I've never heard of that person personally.
Nico what?
Tom Daly.
I'm a YouTube influencer. I might know him. It might be in my cycle.
Tom
might
Daly.
be in my inbox.
Claire Balding was in it.
Is she? I thought she was made up. I didn't think she was real. I thought she was like a. I thought she was like an Avenarian creation.
I believe she plays for Newcastle United under the name of Anthony Gordon.
You could have a point there, yeah. Jake Pretty, that's
let's have a look. Joe Wilkinson, comedian. At Stephen
Joe
Fry.
Wilkinson, he's the one who was on 9 out of countdown, 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
He's hilarious. Love him. The guy with a beard that looks like he hasn't washed it a bit.
Yeah.
Jonathan Ross is in it.
Who? No.
Jonathan Ross,
he's another one of them.
Jonathan Ross.
When he's not bothering Faulty Towers, Manuel's granddaughter, he's back in the frame now. We're all right with him again now, are we?
Yes, seems the BBC are happy to deal with him. Kate Garraway, who was a
I know, TV presenter.
yeah.
Yeah, I know her.
Lucy
Fucking
Bowden.
hell, this is a good list of who presents it. Is it still that
It's Claudia Winkleman, I believe,
Winkleman.
with the world's greatest fringe.
the fringe of the Cleopatra fringe?
Yeah.
She's leaving.
She once
stepped
wore
down
a
from
collar.
Strictly.
In the episode of the track, she once wore a collar, which was the highest collar I've ever seen in my life.
Does
It
she
was
look like
fucking
Cousin It or whatever?
glorious.
Like what?
It was glorious.
Yeah.
Like basically, her fridge is taller. Not a fridge. Sorry, her collar on one of her jumpers was taller than me.
Idris Dan, come out with "I don't like Father Ted." I think you're just looking for attention, and you'll get it. Behave yourself. Stephen Fry is genius signing. Yeah, he's brilliant and everything, isn't he? Nick Mohammed, I love him. So they've got really good people. Okay, they've got funny people on. Nick Mohammed's fucking hilarious.
Yep. He
yeah.
was good when he turned up in that last one laughing.
Yes,
He
that's
turned
right.
up to control the contestants, if I remember rightly.
I just remember seeing him in the Leicester Comedy Festival, which is a very intimate comedy festival. It's not like Edinburgh or anything. You know, you usually only get 30 or 40 people in each show. And he was doing the first version of the bloke with a banana going, "What's that? What's that?" And it was just like, it shouldn't be as funny as it is, but it's just funny. What? And he peels it and he eats it. And that's the whole act. And you're like, fucking, I wish I'd thought of that. He's probably coining it in. Busted. Nick is funny and also exceptionally intelligent. Yeah, I think, I'd give it that. Stephen Fry is definitely genius. Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't have any Stephen Frys in Texas, do you? God.
No.
He did turn up in Bones, though.
He did that. Actually, saying that, I'll probably dig it out. But Stephen Fry drove his black cab across the United States and visited every one of the 50
Yeah, I've
states.
seen that. That's good. That was a good show. That was. Yeah, I've seen that.
The only thing about him is the only time he's ever said anything where I've gone, no, he went to Miami and hated it. He said, I hate the Art Deco, and I love it. I think it's brilliant. You know, so he's wrong about some stuff. I can prove that now. Sorry, Dan, I never watched Father Ted. Well, you know, you're very young, and I seem to use that as an excuse for a lot of people. It's wearing a bit thin. Fucking watch it and fucking love it, because there are no other options. You will.
Father Ted has me. Whenever I see Gary, I'll rarely see the guy leaning over the stone fence to say to Father Ted, "Oh, Gary, I hear you're a racist now, Father." But I'll conflate the two because of the thing.
Well, I have to do a full-time racism. It's just I'm awful busy in the day. I could probably fit a bit of it in the evening. Have we all to be racists now? It's like fun. I used to have a glass-fronted office that overlooked the pool of people, and somebody put a bit of black masking tape in front of it, and I would stand there going. And it's like, and the HR person, I'd be like, and it's just a little black thing over my face, and it'd be like, you know when you've done an HR person's head in, they're like, that can't be. I don't know what we'd get you for, but you can't be doing it. It's like, what? I'm not wearing it. Obviously, the swastika flags and things gave the game away, but no.
We're a bit far.
Father Ted, the one with where they did a parody of Speed, where he's got to put a brick on
the milk float.
Yeah.
Genius! It's genius! It's geniusly written. That show is. It's so good.
When the setup, like the joke is, a load of priests get stuck in the lingerie section of a show. Fucking. Yeah, sign me up. That's me. Are you an Irish comedian? You'll be on the show, basically. They're all on it. Don't care who you are. How could you not love it? And it's like all good comedies, it came to an abrupt end. You know?
Yeah.
You don't want season 3 of 40 Towers. Charlotte Church, Lucy Beaumont, and Kat Burns. One of my favourite actors, Mark Bonner. I don't know Mark Bonner.
I've not seen any of it, but the only thing of it I have seen, so I've just contradicted what I said, but anyway, is basically Charlotte Church has massive wabbos, because the internet makes me make sure that I know that.
Massive what?
Massive wabbos.
What the fuck is a wabbo? You haven't come up with another name for Norks, have you?
I may have done.
Wow.
Bristol cities, Norks. We've got enough words for that.
Bristol's.
Just, well, whatever it is, she's got them, and they're as big as a house.
Yeah, she was a troubling phenomenon, wasn't she? People, yeah.
Not really anything wrong with that.
What, having big tits? I'm gratified to hear you say that because my cup size is expanding. But after Christmas, I'll probably be on a, probably be dead. I know it's an awful thing to say, isn't it? I didn't do it to myself. I did. No, they don't make the genius of Stephen Fry in Texas. It wouldn't work. What's happened to Graham Linehan is a travesty.
Oh look, Herbert's back because he heard the word.
Yeah, I thought that slag went to bed.
What a way to come back as well. Just say tits, Tom.
Just say tits, Tom. Just say that.
Everyone knows they're Bristols. Don't start saying tits. Everyone knows they're Bristol cities.
Yeah, some lovely tits there.
Lovely pair of Bristols. I love. There's so many names for it, innit? Men have found many names for that, but only one name for washing machine. If you buy a Porsche and drive it fast enough, the logos on the rims become a swastika. So arguably, that's not true.
It is true.
Is that true?
Yes.
Oh, stop it. Just because he's an Austrian designer. Come on. Why don't you let us forget one time?
I think that's true. I think I saw a film of it once, or a clip of it. Yeah.
Right, well, you know what's happening now, don't you? Porsche swastika, go on then. Someone's got a photo of it
What was
somewhere.
the film called? Mein Kampf.
What's it?
Mine Porsche.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I am currently watching a Porsche wheel go around really quickly. Turn volume off. This is all my again. Oh. All right. Oh my fuck. Was that bad? Hey guys, quickly. Change the fucking logo. What are you doing? Why did you come up with that logo? I don't think we're at it again. Shut up the production. Fuck.
Explains why Nigel Farage must like it so much.
Oh, he does love it. My favourite film with Dudley Moore. He should have been in more films that were funny, but he's in one called Crazy People, and he's an advertising executive, has a nervous breakdown, and he goes to recuperate in what would then have been called a lunatic asylum, but now is probably just, I don't know, a fucking Spurs board or something. But he recuperates by hitting a brainstorm that these people who are struggling with mental health actually would make really good advertising execs. So he gives them the task of coming up with new straplines and new advertising campaigns. And one of them comes up with Porsche. Too small to get laid in one, but you will get laid. And then there's one where they actually make the advert, and it's got all these American people trying to make tiny little gadgets like Walkmans and things. And it's Sony, because Caucasians are too damn big. It is an absolutely brilliant film just for the adverts. But I am disgusted. How long has this been true of the Porsche logo? I mean, am I the only person who didn't know that?
It's probably not a very well-known fact, but yeah, it's...
Is it a fact that came to fruition in 1939?
Well, hang on a minute. I hate to do this to everything Germanic, but as I was saying earlier, God bless autoplay, but now it's showing me Volkswagen swastika as well. It's very much not happening for me. I'm not seeing it. Oh my God, there it is. Oh shit. Shit, is the world really run by secret, like, you know, I'm just not in the fucking loop, am I? I keep missing these meetings.
You're not clued in.
I'm at all. It's Tom's
fault. He did it.
Because I've got lots of friends who are feminists, and they're always talking to me about the patriarchy, and I'm going, "Oh, when do I get to fucking join?" Do you know what I mean? I'm a bloke. When do I get to vote on how badly we treat women? Like, I don't, every job I've ever had, there's a woman doing the same job earns the same amount as me. I'm getting fucking shafted by the patriarchy, and I've got a willy. Not on. If you buy a Porsche and drive for fast enough,
I like the choice of words. They're getting shafted by the patriarchy. It's shafted.
Someone is typing on the keyboard. He cannot believe it. He's watching it. I am watching it. I didn't know that. My brother had a Porsche. I didn't realize it was part of the Third Reich. I mean, you don't expect a well-manufactured sports car to also be a right-wing fascistic symbol. Why couldn't it be a Ford or something? Then you'd know. Then there'd be no doubt that it was just an accident. Well, actually, you wouldn't, would you? But why couldn't it be a Japanese vehicle that had a swastika? Why has it got? I mean, we don't make any fucking cars. I mean, why is it every German car got to have a fucking swastika on it? It doesn't really swastika. I just watched it do it. Pentagram, oi oi. I still haven't done it yet because it's much harder to do this video than I'd anticipated. I was thinking of doing an AI regen of these for movie buffs. You will know the Slaughtered Lamb is famously the pub visited by in the opening scene of American Werewolf in London.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought it'd be really great to redo it, but instead of the Slaughtered Lamb, have it be the Arteta out. And these two positive Arsenal fans go in there and they're like, "Hey, we've just," they get lost and in Milton Keynes, and they go into this pub, and everyone in there is like looking at them like they're positive Arsenal fans, and they're like, "Hey, did anyone see us beat?" And everyone looking at them like, and and then at the end they get savaged by a league gunner and turned into a. It's very hard to make these things, but I thought I maybe could overdub it. But yeah. Why can't
season?
Huh?
It would fit in with the Halloween season.
Well, no, Halloween. I've got something planned. I've got it all planned for Halloween. Because I can't be the only person who's noticed that Unai Emery is effectively Count Dracula.
He looks a lot like a vampire. Yeah.
Hold on, because this dawned on me. This is where I've taken it levels. You see now. If I said to you, Alan Partridge being Count Dracula, that's Unai Emery. Fuse Count Dracula and Alan Partridge together, and you have Unai Emery. So he features in Halloween Eve, which is next Thursday, which I'll have to extend to Friday. Or is it Wednesday? Actually,
it's next Friday.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's perfect. The Halloween show. We'll have Erling Haaland as Frankenstein. Me as Oscar the Grouch. I don't know if that works, but we'll stick with it.
No, Haaland would be Lurch, wouldn't he?
No, I think Haaland. I've already got a video of Haaland as Frankenstein's monster lumbering towards you. Obviously, he's slightly less pretty.
More a robot, isn't he? Haaland.
The other one was Ivan Drago. That's the other one that you could say Erling Haaland, built in a lab to make football less fun. I kill football. There's loads of. I think Rosie will probably want us to do. Rosie, are you doing some cupcakes, some Halloween? Didn't you do that last year? I will make them if you put the recipe on there. I'm Snuffleupagus, I know, and I've got a Snuffleupagus turning up. It's one that I looked at Snuffleupagus again, and I do see the resemblance. I'm carrying a little bit more timber than Snuffleupagus, but hey, fucking. Guys, we approach 1 o'clock. We approach 1 o'clock together, unified, and I am grateful to you both for being. It's been an absolute blast having you back on.
Good fun.
Let me know when can we see Slags again? The internet is not the same without you guys. It's just we want Slags.
I don't know. It's just been.
We can have a bit of Slags in the light if you want to start gently.
Well, the thing is, it's with now we're moving into the dark time of the year. It just gets too dark in the evening. That my my laptop camera.
Does it get so cold in Norway that your camera just freezes over?
No, that would probably be better. No, it's just not the light. It just gets too dark, so I probably couldn't do it properly.
Do you know my youngest stepson? He's really into forestry. One of his things is him and his girlfriend at 16, and they're talking about going to live in Norway. I mean, I get it, but it's like you can't. One of them's fucked off, wants to go to Japan. One of them wants to go to Norway. It's just me and the missus sitting here now.
Who wants to go to Norway?
My youngest stepson wants to live in Norway. He's determined.
He wants to. All right, where did you get that from?
Well, because he's mad about forestry, and he's like, you can buy forest in Norway and live in it, and that's what he wants to do.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm going to try and get him hooked on drugs or something so that he can't. There's still time.
Surely I mean, forests in Norway. I mean,
You do have them.
We do have a lot of forests, but it's just like, it's probably not going to be that great. It's boring and cold.
Unless you're mad about forests. You know what I mean? That's pretty much the whole thing.
True, yeah.
I think I could do it. I think the standard of living in Norway is great, particularly the video I saw of your election day where everyone's happy and there's no one tearing flags down. I think, I could probably live somewhere like that.
Yeah, it is great. Absolutely.
Look at this, Boyton Dio. Please don't gentrify slagging. Comment of the day. Yes, it must be done in the dark denizens of slag culture. But let's have a think about fancy dress Halloween, guys. I'd love to see some more people dressed up. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to be doing yet, but it's going to be a lot of booze, I think, for Halloween. Smiles and everything. Now, maybe I'll smoke a cigar on Halloween. Maybe I'll tell horror stories. Maybe we'll do a non-football stream for Rosie. I've got a few horror stories about people who took over a club called Rangers. Never seen again.
That's a horrible story.
On the bottom of a table. But no, seriously, thank you so much for being here. For making it hugely enjoyable again and not miserable. So thanks to all of you. Any last words from anyone?
No, I just want to thank you for a good show again. Good to see everyone. Hope everyone's good. Great stuff.
Rosie has made Adam chat member of the night.
Congratulations to Adam. Thank you for having me on. By having me on, I mean just basically when I click the link and then basically you let me in. So thank you for making that. I mean, it's the correct decision without being arrogant. It's the correct decision to let me in, but still.
I think in the end of year highlights reel, you're both in there for the, I think by now legendary conversation, which has utterly altered my perception of a movie that I watch clips of more and more often now that I know what a wrong-un Michael J. Fox actually plays in that film.
Don't fucking get me started on that again.
It'll happen. But yeah, no, that's definitely one of the highlights of the year for me so far. Ostensibly a football stream, very much taken over by a fantastic movie chat, and I hope we can do more of that soon. Zandy, your last thoughts?
Well, we're going to win the league. Leeds are surprisingly going to be runners-up. And we are the bearded four.
Wow.
Well, it's easy for you to say. Hang on a minute, I'm not. What are you on about?
You got a beard.
This is clean shaven.
That's clean shaven.
Ish.
Okay.
It's not a beard. Come on. Is that a beard?
Watch Dio's comment.
What's that? Could that be the strapline? Generational. Fully intergenerational noncery.
Oh, fantastic. It's the best.
I love it. That's right. So I'm going to make Mind Candy the movie element of it because this is a pub, right? This is Gouda Channel's become a pub. So there's going to be movie nights. Food, movie nights, you name it, we're doing it because it's enjoyable. And it has been hugely enjoyable for me tonight. So thank you, all three of you, for being on here. And more importantly, if you don't mind me saying, none of this makes any sense at all without the incredible chat, which I think nobody does a better job of moderating than Rosie. So you are an absolute legend. And Snuffleupagus never shaves. That's true. So until I see you all on Sunday, and probably before, I am releasing a Gluminati. The first episode of the meeting of the Gluminati is coming out tomorrow, if I can finish it off, or Sunday at the very latest. Please make sure when you watch it that you click like at least once, if not as many times as possible. Hype it, send it to people you hate, send it to people you love, whatever it takes. Let's make this blow up. I need Shane Gooner to mention me again in one of his streams, and this is the only way I know how to do it. So, but until that day, I'm sure I'll see you all again soon. And please let us know here in the Gooner channel at the minute you two put that slags in the dark back on, because the internet is lost without you. So until I see you again, be lucky. Lots of love and thank you.